Bass drop, explosion. What's up, duelists? How's it going? What's up, duelists? We're back, finally, back with some actual content, which isn't me just memeing. Okay, maybe it is just me memeing, but we're back with some actual content. What's up, duelists? Edison Afterhours stream. It's been a little while since I've done an Edison Afterhours because I've been on a normal sleep schedule for once in my entire life, and that's probably a good thing. What's up, Cabal TV? What's up, everybody? If you're here to chat, you know what's up. Say what's up in the chat. What's up, Hood Pope? How's it going? New deck. New deck idea. New deck idea. Okay, there's a card in... I gotta rename this because I think it's Violin. What is the card called? It's like violin. Yeah, it's violin. Do we have Gatherer? We do have Gatherer. Alright, let me see if I can zoom in on this little guy. Okay, cool. So the way this card works, this is not a Yu-Gi-Oh card. But the way this card works is it is indestructible, doesn't really matter. What's up, King Crimson? How's it going? When it attacks, you draw a card. That's the key significance here. That's kind of the way this guy works. Whenever he inflicts battle damage, you draw a card. So if you can lock your opponent's board up, you get +2 every turn, basically. And if you have more of them, then you get even more. So that's the concept behind this deck. I'm not sure if it's good or not, but I think it's, like, decent. I think there's, like, something to be said about these two cards with, like, just a shitload of removal. That's kind of the goal of this deck. Is, like, these guys right here. And then just a ton of removal. Just way too much removal. Like, more removal than even makes sense. And then maybe, like, some Fossil Dinos, too. Because Fossil Dino plus removal is really busted. So, something like that. If it works, it's, like, crazy. I have this idea, because there's this deck in Magic that's literally just 4 of this guy. And then it draws a card every single turn. Draws an extra card every single turn, and then you draw into, like, basically 1-for-1 counter spells, removal spells, that kind of thing. So this is a similar concept. Not exactly the same, obviously, but I think conceptually there's something there. And then they play Chalice of the Void, which is basically Royal Oppression. I don't know if you guys know what Chalice of the Void does, but it's like this card that's really not fun to play against. It basically says, comes into play with X counters, you cast it for X. And then whenever a player plays a spell with converted mana cost equal to X, it just immediately counters it. And that's Royal Oppression is Chalice of the Void. Like, that's my 1-to-1. What's up, Cute Charm Exploits? Yes, at the very least, it will be a funny deck. How's it going, Frog Slicer? Ethan says, do you think Fairies will continue to be the best deck in Edison? Yes, I do think that. GS says, have a good stream. Thank you. What's up, Puppet? How's it going? What format from Magic the Gathering is my favorite? Draft. I think limited Magic the Gathering is the best format. At least in my experience. How's it going, Leo Power Tool? How's your night going? Draft. Yeah, I think draft is the best format. By, like, a lot. I think the game was designed to be drafted. Like, if you look at every Magic the Gathering set, it's, like, designed for draft first, then standard, then, like, everything else. Like, they don't really give a shit about everything else. It's like draft and EDH are what the sets are designed for. So those are the best formats. And those are the formats. I actually think draft is the format you can actually achieve the highest win percentage in, because there's so much skill that goes into drafting Magic the Gathering. I think, like, that is, like, one of the most skillful things you could do. We might even get a draft going tonight, a cube draft, something like that. Do I like sealed? No. I think sealed is a terrible format in Magic the Gathering. I think the exact opposite. I think sealed is the worst format in Magic the Gathering. I think draft is the best format and sealed is the worst. What's up, Lewis? Can Kaiser Coliseum be good in Edison? Why are you the third person to ask me that today? No, it can't be good in Edison. It's bad. It's objectively terrible in Edison. You want to know why? Because the monsters are trash and the removal is amazing. Your monsters aren't sticking around. It's just not going to happen. Like, yeah, it's not like in the Budgeon format where you have Budgeon Yamato. What is it? Budgeon. You have this character, and then every card in your deck keeps him in play. When you have Budgeon Yamato, like, that's when Kaiser Coliseum starts to get good. But in formats like Edison, where everyone's like, lol, nice Kaiser, flip Raikou, target your monster, now you're just down -1. Like, that's... It's absolutely at its worst in this format. It is not a good card in this format. You like Popper? Oh, dude, Popper used to be goated. You know what happened, though? They banned my favorite cards. You guys know the card Gush? They banned this in Popper, which is so lame. It's so lame. This card is based, and they banned it. They banned Gush. This is like my favorite card in Popper. And then you know what else they did? They banned my other favorite card in Popper. Days. So they banned my 2 favorite cards. And I'm just looking at my Popper deck and I'm like, dang. Guess I can't play you anymore. You know what's crazy is that they have a fucking ban list for a format that's not real. Makes me so mad. Just let me play my Gosh. Yeah, they did make Storm insane in Popper. This isn't even Pot of Greed. This is like Shard of Greed. What is this? It's like this. It's worse than Pot of Greed because it sets you back 2 turns. Most of the time. Most of the time. I mean, some of the time it's pretty insane. But it's like, it's not straight up Pot of Greed. Because you can't just draw the 2 cards and play them. You have to draw the 2 cards and then wait. Because you have to play the lands again to be able to play them. Unless, of course, you know, you're drawing into more free spells. Like Days. Okay, yeah, this is the concept for this deck. But as you can see, this is 26 cards. This is a half-finished concept. We need other cards. I'm not sure what else to put. The general concept is solid. The general concept. I know Frog Slicer, you mentioned liking Deslakuta. I think this card's good. Like, I think this card is legit busted good. Like, this card is so good, like, random decks could just start playing it and it wouldn't even be wrong. It's a debris target, A. B, it's like a zombie. So you've got 2 different decks that could just, like, randomly jam it in their deck. C, if you could ever, like, protect it. Crimson says play Hero and DD Warrior Lady. Why? Shrink. Oh my god, Shrink. That's right. Dude, how could I forget Shrink? Shrink is so important here. Yeah, Shrink is so good because you can set this guy and then you can like damage step Shrink, draw a card. Prideful Roar. Is that a... I've never seen this card. During damage calculation, if your monster battles an opponent's monster with higher attack, pay life points equal to the difference in attack. Monster gains that plus 300 during damage calculation only. When was this card released? Is this card legal? I've never seen this card in my life. How does this card work with Force of the Breaker? Yeah, this card seems good. Yeah, that seems good. Good call. Wait, who suggested that? Frog Slicer. Yeah, goated suggestion. Goated suggestion, Frog Slicer. We're going with it. We're going with it for sure. Okay, the deck looks good. It just, how is it winning? Because you're not attacking with Mass Sorcerer every single turn. Maybe we need Wabaku? No. Wabaku's more if we had some more of these guys. Because these guys plus Wabaku is good. Exodia? Maybe. Tomato? Sangan seems important. Kinda. I mean, we just don't have enough monsters, so we need a couple more monsters. Wave motion cannon, that's funny. I was thinking mirror wall, but Prideful Roar is like better mirror wall. Because mirror wall, they just don't attack, and then you get into a stalemate where you're losing. Gale? We could play Gale. Not the biggest fan of Gale. But we could play Gale. Air Knight could be good. Garden could be good. The issue with Garden is then they just start setting their dudes. And I don't want people to set cards against me because we can't really get through set monsters unless we start like putting Nox or like fucking Mystic Swordsman in our deck. So I don't think Garden's good because they'll just start setting monsters and then all of a sudden, like, what am I doing? I think the only way a deck like this works is if my opponent's just playing Blackwings and they don't set their monsters. Fissure Smashing? Yeah, okay. I do like Smashing Ground. Maybe. I'm a maybe on Smashing Ground right now. I'm also a maybe on Book of Moon. I don't know how good Book of Moon is going to be. I need a Floodgate. We have the best Floodgate in the game right here. Royal Oppression. Spirit Reaper gets in with this removal. Okay. That's another good point. I do like Reaper. He goes in the maybe pile for now. I'm not sold on triple Book of Moon yet. That's the one thing I'm also not sold on. In theory, it seems good, but so far, I like this 30. I like this 30 so far. Scrap Iron Scarecrow. Scrap Iron is good with Lakuta, but it's not good with Mass Sorcerer. Don Zalug. Are you saying I mill them? Is that the plan? It's not bad. Not a bad plan. Thunder King, Kaiku, pretty free. Yeah. Yeah, those are good cards, yeah. Also, Doom Caliber's pretty... Well, Doom Caliber's kind of bad, actually, because we can't stack it with one of these guys. Thunder King's pretty good. MST, we lose to Royal Decree. We have Triple Breaker, but I will add Space Typhoon. I will add it. I think Space Typhoon is a good enough card. Maybe in the sideboard, we'll see. Thunder King Ryo, Big Bang Shot, and Power Tool Dragon. 900 over 800 and attack mode token. Yeah, but that means I have to summon another monster into it. Messenger of Peace. Again, Messenger of Peace isn't helping the Mass Sorcerer get through. It's just bleeding us out. Pyramid Turtle has more copies of Lakuta, potentially. I was thinking maybe Goblin Zombie has more copies of Lakuta. Because Goblin Zombie could let us play Torrential. Whereas Pyramid Turtle would mean we can't play Torrential. And Torrential's very good. So, maybe we could play Torrential. If we play Goblin Zombie, that is. Goblin Zombie also fits into the Donzaluga Mill plan, Kappa. Oh, you know what? The obvious one. Hello. Morphing Jar. Duh. That's the obvious one in this deck. The deck with 50 trap cards definitely wants Morphing Jar. Secret Pass to the Treasures. Oh, I think we want Trap Dust Shoot. That's a good one. That's a good card. That's a good card. Oh yeah, this card's busted. Tomato. Why do people give her? What does Tomato do? What does it do? Card destruction. For the mill plan? Kappa. Is there a way we can make a Black Rose? Yeah, technically we could debris, bring back Lakuta to make Black Rose with one card. Technically. Riryoku. This is a good way to get 2 for 1 into D-Prison. I'd rather just play Smashing Ground, honestly. Swords of Revealing Light. Again, how is that helping our cards get through? It's not, really. I'd rather just play like Nobleman or like Removal. We need to connect attacks. Think here, people. We need to connect attacks. Fissure Lamail. We could play D-Fissure. We could play D-Fissure. Caius. Okay. Caius is usually good when we have a good way to summon it. We don't really have a great way to summon Caius here. But we could play Dimensional Fissure. Is that the weirdest thing? And then, like, not play Sangan? Spy Descendant? That's pretty good, actually. The only reason I don't like Spy is because we're playing a Royal Oppression. Can we get on a Spellcaster Solidarity plan? No. We cannot. We have to play both Lakuta and Mass Sorcerer. I refuse to play anything else. In theory, all your battle tricks keep the guys alive for Caius. Yeah, but then I'm sacking my advantage engine for Caius. Do you understand? It's not good. It's not good. I think we do want Spy, though. I think Spy helps us a lot. Did Koichi instead of Spy? I think Spy's better for this deck. Because we're going to need to buy turns. This is going to be the wackiest looking deck. How much attack does Monster have? Which Monster? What do you mean? Mage power, maybe. So 16 monsters is good. Legacy of Yatagarasu. No, it's minus tempo. This is very much going to be a tempo advantage deck. Very much going to be a tempo advantage deck. I'm thinking maybe Starlight Road. Soul Taker. Could play that. Could play Smashing. Buster Rancher. How does this guy work? If only it didn't have this clause. If only it didn't have this clause. Because, like, I think 2,500 is an awkward number in Edison where everything's 2,400 or less. Gotta run the Gale with this many level 4 spellcasters. Y'all really hungry for some Arcanite action after yesterday's video. Okay, cool. Yeah, for sure. We'll run the Gale. One of Necro Valley. Soul Taker is based. I think Smashing Ground is more based. Black Garden. Again, I really don't want people to set against me. We're going in hoping the opponents just don't have Raikos. That's the goal. No Raikos. We could do Thunder King, Smashing Grounds to like round things out. We could go back to Sangan. We could go like Sangan, Goblin Zombie, Torrential, something like that. DD Warrior Lady. No, we want to spend our summon on something like this. I want my removal to not be the summon, basically. I don't want to go behind summons. Knock, yeah, we're gonna side knock for sure. We're not gonna start it, but we're gonna side it for sure. Like we might even side like a full 3. Yeah, we're absolutely gonna side knock. Because like if we do go against a Raikou deck, like there's no way we're winning. Let's be real. There's no way we're winning. Okay. It really is just the last few cards. We could play like one Reaper, one Goblin Zombie, and then like Torrential. This deck is crazy, dude. This deck is crazy. No Allure. How many darks do we have? Oh, I guess we have a lot of darks. Yeah, we could play Allure. But like, what is Allure drawing into here? I guess Solemn Oppression. Okay. There's a lot of redundancy in this deck, so Allure doesn't... Just cut a Spy for an Allure. I'm gonna draw a double fucking Spy, I can already tell. Okay, so in the extra deck, we need Catastor, Android, Bronic, Armed Wing, Goyo. Okay. We got the squad. Then we need Arcanite, Ancient Fairy, Armor Master, Black Rose, probably 2 Stardusts. Oh shit. Probably a Colossal, Mistworm, 2 Chimera Techs. Cyber Dragon in the sideboard. Sideboard will have Mask of Restrict. So against Froggies, we'll side out the Descendant. We'll bring in the Mask of Restricts. We gotta bring out some number of the Breakers against Froggies too. Okay, against back row decks, we're gonna want Nobleman. The other Nobleman. I'm just gonna fucking triple knock, dude. I'm not losing to a goddamn Raikou, I swear to God. What do you think? DD Crow, why? For Treeborn? I have Mask of Restrict. 2 knock, 1 mind control? No. I think knock is better in this deck. We just need the thing gone. 100 traps and no road? Exactly. They'll always predict road. Dark Armed, we have no grave control. We could cut something for a road. What do you guys want to cut for a road? Take out Solemn too at that point. Wait, why would I cut Solemn? I don't know what you're talking about. Solemn's like the best card in this deck. We could cut Allure for road. I don't really see the point in Allure. Like, what do I want to draw into? My Descendant? Not really. Yeah, if I set 4, people will play around road. I need this Stardust Trap. It's not joke logic. That's real logic. I've definitely played entire metagames without Starlight Road and had a lot of success. I think it's better in some metagames and some decks than it is. If you cut 1 spy, you will never draw 2 spy. That's true. Allure is kind of here. Yeah, exactly. Like, what am I doing? It's only drawing into Solemn Dust Shoot, which is, that's good, you know, don't get me wrong. And Oppression. Like, these 4 cards are our best cards. Yeah, we're going to run some test hands real quick. It might be a monster. 19 monsters might be too many. We might cut like a 1 Lakuta for, what was the Starlight Trap, but I still don't think it's that important. I think Starlight Traps are better when you play into Torrential Mirror Force more. I think with regards to Heavy Storm, especially because like our deck's an Oppression deck, Oppression makes the road dead. So it's kind of just like, whatever. Alright, this hand's good. Next hand. Alright, this hand's good. Next hand. I think this deck is legit, though. I think this is maybe too good to be a... This deck's good. Next hand. This hand's good. Next hand. This hand's good. See, White Magical Hat would be good if it wasn't dependent on my opponent having cards in their hand to get +1s. Also, I would just play Dawn because he's stronger. This hand's good. Next hand. Every hand I've drawn so far has been good. Like, these are all serviceable hands. This hand's good. Next hand. This has been the worst hand. This hand is bad. Like, this hand is objectively bad. Because we have one of our Goblin Zombie targets with Goblin Zombies. So it's kind of pointless. We have 5 normal summons. We have our Brick Descendant. And we just have, like Royal Oppression's okay here, but it doesn't stop, like, Whirlwind Blackwing, which is important. So this hand is our first bad hand. Oh, shit. I clicked view replay. Why would I do that? Okay. Keep in mind the cards we draw in our bad hands. Descendant is one of the cards we drew in our bad hands. This hand's good. People will see this hand and see, this is 3 +1s. This is 3 pot of greeds, baby. This hand's fucking good. Alright. Ooh, this hand's good. I feel like any hand that has Mass Sorcerer or Deslakuta is going to be good as long as we have like 2 traps. Oh, okay. My bad, Jacob. My bad. I didn't understand you. Yeah, I might as well cut Solemn. You right, Kappa. Yeah, I don't know. This hand's good. I think the only thing left is to just play it. I think there's only one way to find out. Let's do some tinkering for Blackwings though. Let's get the Starlight Trap for Blackwings, and let's get. How important do y'all think? 19 is too much. Which monsters do you want to cut? I like all my monsters. I think they're all good. The only ones that are like sus is like the spy shit, but I think that they're good. Spies are our only way to go up a summon. It's our only way to positive tempo. Like, if I was going to cut monsters, I'd just cut the spy shit. T-King in the side? Teaching kind of conflicts with Defissure. My body's for Black Wings. I have Starlight Road for Black Wings, and I have triple Smashing Ground. And I have Space Typhoon, and I have double Cyber Dragon. So I already have 7 cards for Black Wings. Yeah, 7 cards. And then I could also bring in Nobleman, so I could go up to 9. I have 9 cards potentially for Black Wings already. I think Black Wings should be fine. I think the issue is most likely going to be unfair decks, like zombies. Which is why I have double Defissure, double Knock. Or Frogs, I guess. Frogs is annoying. It should be fine. The deck should be fine. It's not going to do anything too crazy, but... We could cut the Gravekeeper stuff. We could add a second Goblin Zombie. Yeah, we could have Mind Crush. It's not a bad card. It's just a little bit narrow, and it doesn't impact the board. Do we need mirrors for fairies? Maybe. I think this deck should do fine against fairies, though. I think it should do fine against fairies. Spy is really good against fairies. Shrink, Fossil Dyna is really good against fairies. And then Compulsory is also really good against fairies. Same with D-Prison. And if people are cutting Soul of Purity and Light, like they have been, then they don't have the speed to play through this mini trap cards. They don't. Caius maybe instead of the 3 Gravekeeper. Okay, once again, what am I sacrificing for Caius? I don't really want to sacrifice anything besides maybe Breaker after I've gotten the effect. So I don't really have a lot of great tributes. I guess sacrificing Sanguine or Goblin Zombie is cool, but that would rely on them sticking in play. And then me also having something I want to Caius. The only chances one of these cards is sticking in play and the opponent has something I want to Caius is if they set a monster into Sanguine or Goblin Zombie. Yeah, literally, Dyna is Christie at home. Removal Dyna is really good against. I think Prideful Roar is another card we could maybe consider cutting down. But I think it's just too good with the Mass Sorcerer, so we're going to keep it all. We're just going to keep it all, and we're just going to see what we can do with this. Because this might be a really good deck, and this might also be hot garbage. We're just going to try it. Just going to try it. I'm not saying this is an After Hours episode. You know what kind of decks... What was the deck we played? There was like Horus the Black Flame Dragon Aliens or something. Like, this is an After Hours episode for a reason. This is not a main episode, all right? This is a live stream episode for a reason. I don't know if this deck's going to do it. It might. We got some good cards in here. What is this deck's matchup versus Cyberdark? What's up, Martin? How's it going? Yeah, exactly. You guys get the idea. Like, Cyberdark is the deck we played. All right, what else should I cover today? While we're also doing this deck, what else should I talk about in today's stream? Oh yeah, the charity tournament. I got a charity tournament coming up on the 17th and potentially the 18th if it runs into a second day. The way it works is if you can provide proof of a $10 donation to charity, minimum $10 of donation to charity, then you can enter the tournament. It's going to take place in the Discord in the description below. So if you haven't joined the Really Big Yu-Gi-Oh Discord, make sure and join that, because that's where we're going to run the tournaments. Good luck, have fun. And it's going to be a good time. It's just going to be a fun stream, I think. It's going to be real wholesome. Everybody's like in a giving, like, holiday mood. I don't know, it's just going to be a nice, nice weekend. So don't forget to tune in for that. That's going to be a good time. All right, let's see if they brought Pre. If he has Royal Decree in his main deck, I'm leaving the match, and I'm never playing against this person again, because he brought Pre against us. But if he doesn't have it, then that's respectable. Okay, we got Allure of Darkness. Interesting. That's a good card to start with. Our hand is good. Like, our hand is genuinely good. We've got Dyna, Breaker. Looks like they're on Black Wings, which is a good matchup. I think it should be fun. This should be a fun matchup. How many people going to accommodate the zombie matchup post-rulers? About as many people who were accommodating it pre-rulers, I imagine. All right. Here comes Breaker Pop. Legacy, cool. Looks like it's either Black Wings with Legacy or Vayu Turbo. We don't know for sure yet. It's not a +1 with Breaker because he has Legacy, but The bait wasn't unexpected because we don't yet know if he's stream sniping or not. So it wasn't unexpected. It was expected, actually. Let's see which one he targets. I'll just chain that, I think. That's fine. Okay. Well, we got our breaker back. Looks like he's playing some type of Swedish list, but he's got legacy tech in it. I do like the legacy tech as of late, but I think it's... Sanson says, what are some other +1 beaters similar to breaker? There aren't any, I don't think. The format's pretty light on them. Like actual beaters, I think the format's pretty light on them. I mean, I'm just gonna summon breaker. I'll shrink it. I'll attack for 19. Card guard. Card guard's not necessarily a +1. Because card guard can't protect itself. Which... yeah. Is an issue. Alright. The shrink chain was cute. Yeah, this card's good in this deck. Helps you play through things. If he has brain control, I'm fucked, but... he might not have brain control. Okay, yeah, that's gotta get stopped. We're just in stop everything mode, but then he might just have Blizzy, which is a problem. Green gadget. Yeah, gadgets are technically +1 beater. Stratos is a +1 beater technically, but... yeah. Summon 2 card guards, have them swap counters. That's funny. Gear frame. Yeah, gear frame volcanic. Rocket. What is that? Does he have Gores? Was he saying he was going to drop Gores on the... with the Fossil Dynam play? That's funny. Yeah, let's see that Gores. Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh my god, this hand is ridiculous. This hand's fucking crazy. Bruh. Oh, this hand is fucking crazy. Why do they always draw this well against me? God damn. That's a tough one. Alright, well, you know what it's gotta be. Gotta be Shura. Can't really afford to lose our boy the Dyna here. Anyone listen to the new SZA album? I did not. But speaking of albums, the reason I haven't been uploading as much is because I'm working on a new album. Personally, for myself. Which I'm very excited for, actually. I've got 2 of the songs just about finished. Here comes that Sirocco. Genre? One of the songs is drum and bass. And one of the other songs is like tear out. Like fucking heavy ass shit. I can play some of it at some point. Yeah, it's gonna be an electronic album. I make music. Do I post it on YouTube? I have a couple songs out on some labels, but I haven't put out music in a really long time. What's up, Chrism Sea Dog? How's it going? Yeah, Satellite March. Before whatevs, I used to make music a lot, or whatever. That's like really the worst way of putting it, but yeah. Alright. I'm doing it. I'm not happy about it, but I'll do it. I'm going to be at EDC in May. I've been to the last 12 EDCs, so yes. I will be at EDC in May. I will not miss an EDC. I love Electric Daisy Festival. I don't even know the name of it. What is this, Morphing Jar, Breaker, Spy, Go format? Yeah, you got the value, buddy. That's good. What digital audio workstation do you use? So I use all of them depending on the project, really. Some of them have like different strengths and weaknesses. We could pivot to a music stream, guys. I really don't give a shit about this game right now. I'm like big time music stream. Okay. All right, buddy. We'll go to the next game. No comment, puppet, but I would say neither. Hypothetically. What are you typing right now? Stop typing. You posted a deck list in the Coderas chat, and I replied to it, but you couldn't tell whether I was serious or jokingly. I don't know which deck list. There was a couple deck lists I replied to, but they were both really bad. I'll give you a GG for that. You drew like a fucking god. Alright, what were the 7 cards they said I have for Black Wings? Was it these 7? Yeah, he has Legacy, so I'm not like super high on like bringing in Noblemans. I think the rest of this is pretty good. How does Prideful Roar interact with Colute? I guess it gains at the moment of activation because I have to pay that much. So if they chain Colute, it could complicate things if our monster is weaker than 14. I don't think Prideful Roar is that good in this matchup. EDC is your favorite weekend of the year? That's awesome, dude. Yeah, it's honestly like so much fun. If you ever get a chance to go, I highly recommend it. I think it's one of the most fun experiences. Spirit Reaper's pretty bad. I set out a Goblin Zombie. I'll set out the Dinos. Cool. This seems good. Cut some Compulsory. No, Compulsory's fucking insane versus Black Wings. It's so good versus Black Wings. It's like the best matchup for Compulsory. Yeah, I love festivals. I go to a ton of them. Honestly, this hand is terrible. This is the worst hand we've had so far. This is the worst hand. In all of our test hands, we never had a hand without a trap card. And here we are. I could have cut Royal Oppressions too, but I didn't want to cut too many trap cards. Okay. I guess we're just on Normal Summon Breaker, set Shrink vibes, which is really terrible. May 18th, 2023. You know what I'm actually really excited for that I'm going to? Here, hold up. I'll pull it up in a second. I'm going to this in February, which looks fucking crazy. I'm going to this in February. And it looks super fun, dude. It looks super fun. Alright, you got me. They have Sirocco too. Let's see the Sirocco. Let's see your Sirocco, buddy. They always have it. Okay. You have Gale? Yep. Alright. Okay. Yeah, this looks super fun. Because I really like Sudden Death. I think he's fucking sick. And I really like Virtual Riot. And I really liked Excision the last few times I've seen him. He's tight. Which of these bitches attacked me? I don't even fucking know. Alright. Cool. Yeah, Excision's tight. I think this is a good time. Like, there's a little bit of, like, showmanship cringe. Black Tiger Sex Machine? I've never seen them. I heard they're tight, though. Blackwing Armor Master? Okay. So we going for some -1 synchros. Jesus fucking Christ. Can I draw a trap card? Someone was like, you should cut compulsories. I would kill for a compulsory right now. Imagine a compulsory right now. I would win. The game would end. God damn it. Here comes Shura, the blue flame. No, wait, if they had Shura, they would have played it last turn. Never mind. My predictions are off. Yep, it's just going to be the Armor Master attack. This is going to be Sangan. We cut Spirit Reaper, so we don't have a way to really stall out. We're going to have to grab Spy. think is the only way to get out of this fucking shit situation. Gale? Gale doesn't do anything. Oh my god. Okay. Well. Let's see if Cyber Dragon resolves. Alright. Sunny, are you talking about Crush SSBM? Oh, nice. Get that shit out of my face. Alright. The chat will automatically block links, Dylan. Just send it to me on Discord. Or post it in the music channel on the Discord. Oh, okay, that's cool. I'm off this. I'm not even going to say GG's to that guy. Fuck you. You sacked the shit out of me. Alright, next deck. Dude, we drew so bad that game. What the fuck was that? I just drew like 5 monsters. Legit, I have 5 monsters in my deck, and I drew all 5 of them. I think whoever said it was too many monsters was right. We need to just start cutting monsters. Straight up. I think the spies are bad. I think we just need more trap cards. Like, legit. I think we just need more trap cards. We'll main the Starlight Trap. What else are we maining? What else is good in this deck? That was so fucking stupid, man. I drew 1 back row. Trap Hole. Unironically, you're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong. Sakuretsu's worse than Trap Hole. I'll die on that hill. I'll die on that. Sakuretsu is much worse than Trap Hole. Legacy, no. No minus tempo traps. Only positive tempo traps. Except Trap Dust Shoot. That's the exception I'll make. What else do we got? We gotta have something else. I'm not playing 3 Trap Hole in my deck. I refuse. Okay, I'm not adding a 3rd Trap Hole to my deck. That's dumb as fuck. What is it just Smashing Ground? Are we just going Smash? Alright, you know what? You convinced me. Good job, chat. Nobody said it, but it's going in the deck. Okay. What do we want in the sideboard? We are now a 20 trap card deck. Bribes work if you have the plus engine. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because they just draw into another out to the guy. How come no Book of Moon? Because it doesn't help force through the Mass Sorcerer. That's why. I think I'll side the second Dyna. I'll side the second Dyna. Okay, cool. Cool, let's go get another game. Twisters for the pre-royal decree. I have Triple Breaker and Space Typhoon. I think we'll be fine. Before we had Spy Descendant, but I think that's overkill. I think Spy Descendant is just like fucking Brick City. God. Damn it. Fucking frustrating as shit. Oh man, I'm gonna need another Zen episode after this shit. Okay, now we're not gonna draw a monster, right? That's just how this is gonna work? And I'm gonna beat to death with like a fucking Dekoichi or something. Sure, bud. Sure. You got me. Offerings to the Doomed. That kind of defeats the purpose of going +1 because it's a -1. He's going to type out every card individually. I respect it. I respect it. It's okay. Now what? I don't even want to fucking say anything. I guess this stops flip summons. So I'll set it. And this stops broken shit, so I'll set it. We'll pass. My man's loves the enter button. Okay, we're going to get Rhoda for Stratos. He's going to flip a hero, and then I'm going to scream and throw my microphone across the room. That's super cool. Sure, go nuts, buddy. Am I supposed to trap hole Stratos there? I don't think so, but I don't know. The set is Snowman Eater. Bro, fucking kill me. I don't want to play this game anymore. This is... We'll just go to the next game. We'll just go to the next... fucking God. I would... Alright. Alright. We'll play it out. We'll play it out. I'm not saying we should. See the priority? If he doesn't priority activate, we'll figure it out. Alright, I'll chain trap hold of that. Okay. What's he gonna send? Malicious? Plague? Krebins? Malicious, okay. Cool. Alright. Can I draw a monster, please? Thank God, dude. Do I have a solemn? I don't, right? Fucking bitch, dude. Sure. Main deck Dust Tornado. That's real. Here comes the Snowman Eater. Yep. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can know everything in your fucking opponent's hand. It doesn't fucking matter. God. You're gonna target the Royal Oppression, of course. I'm not getting stream sniped. I'm totally not getting stream sniped. Alright. I'm just kidding. I don't know for sure. You can never know for sure. What are we doing against this guy? I don't know, Jacob. I don't know the answer to that question. I didn't play anything after Edison because everything after Edison fucking blows until like 2020. There literally isn't a good format after Edison until 2020. Or 2021, sorry. I literally don't even have anything to side against this fucking deck. Except like T-Fissure, kinda. Crossout just for Snowman Eater? Maybe. Because he could just not set it. He could just not draw a Snowman Eater and then we just don't do anything. No, I fucking hate Tengu Plant format. The format sucks. What do you mean? That format's really bad. Oh, dude, Morphtronic After Hours. We need that. We actually need that. I think Shrink is bad in this matchup. Alright, cool. We'll try this. Can I just have a Des Lakuta going first? Or can I get Dust Shooter going second? Is that the real question? Alright, whatever. Dude, Morphtronic After Hours is what we need. No, I think Tango Plant format is bad. Because, like, there's like different points of interaction that... Well, first off, a lot of the format is, like, about floodgating. Where it's, like... I mean, Edison is like that to a degree, but, like, your normal summon goes a lot farther in Edison than it does in Tango Plant. And I think, like... Is this real life? Okay. I hate half format. I think half format's bad. I mean, like, there's a viable hand loop. That's how you know the format's bad. Like, Fire Fist format. I've heard Fire Fist Mermail format is good. But I've never really played it. I like the Mermaid deck. I feel like the formats... I feel like everything gets better when the Mermaid deck becomes real. What are you doing? Why does he keep taking back everything? Fucking stop. Shit is so annoying. Fucking make the plays. Half format is the worst Edison format. Half format is just a bad format. I really don't like Soul Charge. I mean, I kind of like Soul Charge as a card, but I think it's just one of those cards where it's just like, I don't know. You know what I've noticed is I actually want Phoenix Wing Windblast in this deck. I think I want it more than this garbage. Yeah, Mermail feels just like the best design deck. Red Gale. Stream Sniping? Yeah, he didn't make Goyo Guardian, so I'm like... Do you like Master Duel format? I hate Best of One, so no. Let's just go ahead and break the back row. He's not going to chain. Cool. Alright, let's see him get every 50-50 right. Heavy Storm's gone, right? He attacks instead of bouncing with Bionic. I mean, I don't really understand his lines of play. He went like -1 into a Bionic to attack a set monster. It means he probably has Miracle, or he just doesn't care. But like, yeah, I don't know. Master Duel would be sick. Yeah, there's a Miracle. Master Duel would be sick if it was like... fucking... I'm losing it. Alright, well, I'm going to get 2 for 1. There's no way around it. I'm losing my train of thought. Master Duel would be better if it was best 2 of 3. Like, undoubtedly. Ooh, that's a cool card. $700. Let's go. Poke time. Master Duel had Edison or Goat format? Me too. Finally! Thank you, Based God. Jesus Christ, finally. Holy fuck. Can I just connect with a monster one time? Please. Oh, let's go. Let's fucking go. Yo, let's fucking go, baby. Let's fucking go. That's such a good draw. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go. Oh my god. And we drew some trap cards. Some actual fucking trap cards. Now that's an actual fucking trap card. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All it took was us getting sacked 3 games in a row for this to finally fucking happen. And our opponent had a good draw this game. What is this, return? What does this get back? Sure. That's fine. I'm just bottomless of Bionic. Let's see if he wants to use the effective priority. No? Okay. I'll just bottomless of Bionic. Cool. And that's going to be that, ladies and gents. That's going to be that. Let's see what else happens here. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go. I drew Solemn Judgment. Dude, this draw... I sacked my opponent this game. I sacked my opponent. Let's be real. All I had to do was draw 14 cards to sack somebody, but it happened. Yo, we got a game. We got a game. That was fucking crazy. That was so lucky. That was so bullshit, but it was lucky. Okay. Upon review. Leave now? Alright, chat, what do I do? Hold up. Do I leave now? What do I do? I'm up a game. Do I just take it? Do I just take it and walk? Do I just take it? Do I take it and walk? What do I do, guys? What do I do? I don't know what to do. Okay. People want me to finish the match. All right. I'll finish the match. I do want the smashings though. I think they're gonna be better than this dog shit, terrible card. I do want the Dyna. I think he's gonna be good too. Okay, cool. We'll try this. Dark World during Fire Water format. Why does that sound so toxic? Why does that sound like a deck that's really toxic? You want a regionals with Dark World in that format? Didn't Dark World win the YCS in that format? Whoever the fuck voted for finish the match, I hate you now. You're dead to me. Fucking 75% finish the match, and you wanted this. You wanted me to finish this match. There's no way that Dark World won the YCS during wind-up loop format. I don't believe that. I think it was during Firewater. You voted for finish? Fuck you, Frog Slicer. I hate you. Just kidding. If I win this game, I'm the best Edison player ever do it. And if I lose this game, I'm still pretty good. I just want you guys to know that. But if I win this game, I'm the GOAT. I'm the fucking best to ever do it. There's no way. There's no way I'm winning this game. What's up, RJ? How's it going? God. This hand is so bad. Okay. What are we playing? Don't ask. Just don't ask. Just don't ask. The issue is he knows about Jar. Because he's stream sniping. Goat but has 0 RB tabs. Brother. I host the RBETs. I haven't played in a single one. I'm the one who puts on the tournament. You realize I'm the one who creates the seedings for the World Finals, right? Like, I'll just give myself the freest bracket ever. I'll give Frog Slicer a fucking coin flip invite, and then I'll pair myself against Frog Slicer round 1, pair myself against Frog Slicer again miraculously in round 2. Just like screw up the bracket entirely. Give myself back-to-back free wins. Junior Journey. Crazy I'm still up? Oh no. We're just getting started. Frog Slicer has literally never topped either ratio. Plus ratio. What is my opponent doing? Go! Is the stream really that far behind? He has to wait to snipe the... In YouTube, you can instant rewind. You can see what my set monster is if you're stream sniping. Dark World was second at Firewater, lost to Budgeon? That doesn't make sense. I have an out to this, right? No. Oh, he opened Future Fusion Solemn Judgment. Okay. Oh, no, that's... Alright, that's fine. Dude, Budgeon's is like... That's a deck. Okay, at what point do I do this shit? I think this shit happens now. Yeah, I think we do that. Bounce the malicious. Get that shit out of my fucking face. Get that out of here. Cool. Alright. Budgeons. Yeah, the Budgeons, dude. No, what fucking one did Mike Ballon win? Which episode did Mike Ballon win? Oh, that's a god draw, dude. That's a god draw. Dude, that's so busted. So fucking busted, dude. He won Long Beach? What format was Long Beach? He messaged you when you won your regionals too? Nice. Very nice, very nice. Get out of here. Get out of here, Deep Sea Diva. Is Joey Wheeler. I need to work on the Joey Wheeler accent. Because I know everyone really loved the fucking accent I did in that one video. Did he discard Heavy Storm? No, right? Okay. We gotta play this smart. Long Beach was 2012. What? All those formats blur together. Was Budgeons legal in 2012? What was legal in fucking 2012? God, so many bad formats. Okay, there's the Heavy Storm. Now, at this point, we do compulsory. But I'm not sure what we... I think we can post the Breaker. And we'll send these guys. They do lose their Call of the Haunted, which is nice. They could have used that first. Maybe try to do something. They're all maxi formats? Yeah, fuck that shit. Dude, hand traps are the worst part. I'm so happy everyone sucks at fairies because I really don't want to play against that deck. Somehow I resolved a Morphing Jar for 5 and I'm down a card. Someone explain this shit to me. Someone explain this shit to me. How did this happen? Budgeon was 2014? Okay. The turn after I get fucking stormed for 5, I draw Road. Who told me to add this card to my deck? It was you. It was it. Where is he? He's in the chat. He's in the fucking chat. Jacob Reynolds, it was you. It was you. Okay. Hold the fuck up, everybody. Fuck Elemental Hero Stratos. I should have summoned first. But I ain't no bitch. Okay. Doesn't matter. You told me to cut Solemn? I should have cut Solemn, you're right. Who told me to add Road? Who the fuck told me to add this card? No, it doesn't. Keep playing, please. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't die. Yeah. It doesn't die unless it's face up on resolution. Yep, exactly. Alright. Yeah, Reaper doesn't start a chain. If that makes sense. Like, it doesn't... It has to, like... You get where I'm going with this, right? Dude, this is fucking unreal. Do you actually have a Gilman in that bitch? You didn't draw Gilman? You are the luckiest motherfucker. That's insane. Also should have summoned the Gilman in attack. Also should have, you know, done things with the Gilman. Here comes the Miracle. No Miracle. Hold. Hold. Chance. 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 Someone said Reaper again. Hell no. Hell no. He'll drop Gores on my ass, and I will lose. Hell no. I will not Reaper again. I will actually just win the game. Please. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Win the game time. Win the game time. Boom. Please win this match. Please win this match. Fuck! Okay. Okay, pitch your card. Alright. Alright. No, that's cool. That's cool. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Who's Jacob? Jacob Reynolds? Are you talking about Jacob Reynolds? I will slander all of my chatters except maybe RJ. MST the new back row. Dude, Stream Sniper confirmed, bro. Stream Sniper confirmed, bro. You can't search that. That's an evil hero. Alright. Nice. Nice. Alright, you guys, I'm ending the poll. You were right. You were right. Alright. But what did I say at the beginning of the game? When the opponent was activating Future Fusion, what did I say? What did I say? I said, if I win this game, I'm the greatest Edison player of all time. All right? I'm just saying. I did say that. And those were the stipulations for me sticking around and playing that match that I really didn't want to play. Thankfully, I'm a sack. And I had Morphing Jar, the most skillless card. No, I don't hate you guys. I just hate you specifically, Frog Slicer. I gotta clear that up. Edison will be better with Morphing Jar banned. I completely agree. I did not deserve that win. I sacked the shit out of my opponent. I sacked the shit. Later, puppet. Have a good evening. I actually sacked the shit out of my opponent with Jar that game. That was never a game I should have won. To be fair, he had his own broken shit. He had Future Fusion, fucking whatever the fuck else. But Ty Holland says Trap Dushu is a way bigger issue than Morphing Jar, and it's not even close. I think Morphing Jar is like one of those cards that's just like, you can win through a Trap Dust Shoot. You cannot win through a Morphing Jar. When this card resolves, it feels like there's nothing you can do. I could be wrong though. I've lost to Morphing Jar way more than I've lost to Trap Dust Shoot, and I've played against it way less. Although today I did lose the game to Trap Dust Shoot, and I wanted to punch someone. Was it today or was it yesterday? I lost a match where someone had Turn 1 Dust Shoot Game 1 and Turn 1 Dust Shoot Game 3, and they had a 42 card deck. And I was so fucking mad. I had to take like a 20-minute break from playing because I was just like, I was so mad. I was like playing some fucking combo deck, and he just took my combo piece both games, and I was just like, fuck this game. Fuck this stupid card. It's not even fun. You lose the most to Brain Control. You can play around Brain Control. Yeah, Dust Shoot can straight up win you a game. I feel like, yeah. Getsis is a Pokemon Dust Shoot. Yeah, Getsis is another one of those cards. I actually got to play Getsis in a regional in 2017 in an expanded regional, and it was the most disgusting card. I can tell you guys a fun story about that regional. So at the time, round 1, I got paired against the #1 ranked player in the US at the time. Or he was like top 3 or something like that. I think he was #1. And he cheated against me. Round 1. And I caught him. And back then, their cheating penalty was like a prize penalty. So I got to take an extra prize. But there's a card in Pokemon called N. I don't know if you guys know it. This card that says both players shuffle their hand back and they draw cards. And he was in a position where he got to end me for an extra card. So he cheated against me. He got penalized, and it benefited him. Which is insane. Yeah, and rewarded the cheater, yeah. It was actually insane. I almost lost, but I top decked. And I ended up beating him anyway. But after that, I wrote, like, I've never been this serious about fucking something in my life. But after that, that was horrible rules. I wrote an email to Play Pokemon. I wrote an email to like all of the like major at the time like Pokemon bloggers, a couple of the YouTubers, and I was like, cheating is an issue, can you talk about it? And I got a couple of people to talk about it, and they actually changed the rules. So now it's a double prize penalty if you get caught with that. And I think that's the first offense is a double prize penalty, and like the second offense is like just a DQ straight up. Like it's not even a match loss, it's just straight up DQ and a ban. It's like DQ plus ban on second offense. And I know their anti-cheating policies now are like really strict, which I'm in favor of. I know there was some controversy. I guess someone had a broken sleeve and he got deck checked and he didn't swap out the sleeve, and it's considered a marked card. And so he got DQ'd from the tournament. And honestly, I'm cool with that. I'd rather know that my opponents aren't going to cheat against me. Like, I'd rather have them like have strict anti-cheating rules. And have some people who like maybe aren't necessarily guilty of cheating getting owned, but like I feel like having strict anti-cheating laws in paper tournaments, or not laws, like rules in paper tournaments is good. Because fuck that. Martin says Pokemon does have a lot more cheaters than Yu-Gi-Oh. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not from my experience, at least. During that time period, when it was just a 1 prize penalty, it did. It did. But now they don't. They stack their decks a lot on stream. That doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter, but, like, I don't think they stack their decks. I think they just pile shuffle. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not only a cheater's game in a sense that, like, people will cheat against you in, like actual stacking ways. But then Yu-Gi-Oh! They'll also cheat against you in a lot of soft ways. Like, they'll lie to you. Like, people will straight up, like, gaslight you in a game about a ruling. Like, people will not be honest with you. People do not play with... Like, I have never played against in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament and had someone, like, legit have any sort of competitive spirit against me, which is crazy. Outside of the RBETs, which is, like, the first time I've ever seen a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament where people are, like, legit taking it, like, okay, this is a serious competition. They're treating it with a lot of respect, which is sick. I had an instance in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament where I was playing against someone. They made a play. I used, like, Solemn Warning or something. They picked up the card they summoned, put it back in their hand, and I was like, what the fuck? I called the judge, and the judge sided with them because the judge knew them. And that happened to me in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament. That was insane. I've had way more cheating experiences in Yu-Gi-Oh! Than I have in Pokemon, for sure. And I've competed more in Pokemon. Yeah, I've had some crazy shit happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! Trying to think. You caught someone palming Greninja Break. I feel like people just cheat. Like, during that time period, a lot of people cheated. The base game says, what is this deck? It's bad. I think I'm going to delete it. The concept is cool, but I think it's a bad deck. The Greninja guy is famous. Yeah. Actually, yeah, Hood Pope. Not wanting to let them know the proper ruling even though they know it. Like, that kind of stuff is like... Technically, you don't have to tell your opponent, but it's like... Eh. Martin says you went to PAX tourney once? What is that? Does he have a tourney or something? He was bottom deck checking people? That's insane. Yeah, I don't fuck with that energy, dude. Getting deck checked for days because the judge was his opponent's fiance. Yeah, I hate that sort of, like, nepotism shit. I mean, it's kind of hard to, like, weed all of that out. And, like, I have, like... There's definitely conflict of interest in the RBETs as well. For the most part, the judges have been really, really good for RBET. But there was that one dude who was, like, on the moderator squad who was, like, looking at deck lists back... It wasn't even one of my tournaments, it was someone else's tournament. What was his name? Chris something. And then he got, like, fucking banned for 2 years. For me, that's just a lifetime ban. Like, if someone's ever caught doing something like that, I would just never let them play in one of my tournaments ever again. Yeah, Chris Perovic, yeah. He was caught looking at people's deck lists and then feeding the information to his team. It was, like, 3 years. That's not long enough. Fuck that. Appeal? Fuck that, dude. Fuck that, dude. 3 years is not long enough. People, if you're gonna do something that, like, straight up, like, manipulative and, like, scummy, like, you're gonna... 3 years isn't gonna change the fact that you do that again. That's insane, RJ. Was that during, like, a remote duel thing, or was that, like, IRL? Yeah, Sevilla, that's what happened. Dude, it was happening... Dude Gray, it was happening in GOATs. His apology video was like a proto Sam Bankman-Fried. Dude, that shit's crazy. I've been watching that. That guy's crazy seedy, dude. I've never seen anyone dodge a question like that before. There was a really good Coffeezilla video, like, that dropped, I think, yesterday. Oh, this one. Yeah, it dropped yesterday. This one's really good. You guys want to watch this? This was a good video. We could do a little react.
I tricked Sam Bankman-Fried into a third interview with me, and this time he may have admitted to fraud.
Fucking pause. God damn, the lag is insane. Okay, yeah, let's check this out. Oh no, my computer's gonna fry. I can hear my fan whirring. Not like this. Not like this. Can you film all your matches in a live tournament like at a YCS? I feel like that would cut down cheating a bit. I don't think you legally can. I think there's like some issues with that. Yeah, the latest Coffeezilla video was fire, dude. It was so good. Like the way he like thought about the questioning and how he like got him to basically admit that he committed fraud is crazy. Like, that was really like that's some genius level shit. You know what's crazy about all this whole circumstance is that like it's Coffeezilla doing this. It's just a YouTuber. He's not like one of the other interviewers or whatever. What's up, Giuseppe? I don't know how to pronounce your name very well. I hope I'm doing it right. Konami prevents you from filming in the tournament venue. Yep. I mean, I've done some filming in the tournament venue on the down low, but not like of the games. I'll just shoot like some vlog shit, which I think they're chill with. Like they're pretty chill with that kind of stuff. I don't think they care too much. But like actually filming the matches, I don't think you're allowed to do that. I think it's a violation of the rules. And I also know I don't think you're allowed to use your phone for anything that's you can hear my fan. Yeah, it had to chill out. All right, let's watch this shit. This shit's fire. Is there a way I can get this so that you guys can hear it? Not through my microphone. Let me see if I can do that real quick. I gotta plug some shit in. Dude, this guy's fucking fire. I'm gonna like this video. That's a good video. Alright, so if you're in the chat, do you guys know about anything or know about this shit at all that's going on? I'm not really a crypto guy. But basically some dude started a crypto thing and it was just a giant fucking Ponzi scheme. And he scammed people out of like billions of dollars. I don't know how much it was total, but I know it was like billions. I don't know if it was tens of billions. Is note-taking banned in Yu-Gi-Oh? Yes, but in like in Konami tournaments, yes, but in RBETs, no, unless it's the IRL ones. I don't know what we're doing for the IRL ones yet, because it depends on the sanctions. Like, if it's sanctioned, then we got to do some Konami stuff, which is totally fine. But we're still figuring all that out. I think it is going to be sanctioned, but we'll figure it out. Okay, background to the call, the plan, failure 1, failure 2. So basically what happened was failure 3. Coffeezilla got a chance to interview the guy who committed this scheme and just robbed people of billions of dollars and should be going to jail, basically. And he was trying to basically pin him down, but the dude was just like avoiding all questions because he's doing a lot of like PR interviews and he was just like doing these weird things to like get around the questions, basically. I just want to pull up the part where he interviews him again. The new strategy. The call begins.
Previous interviews. So without...
Can y'all hear that? Is that too loud? How loud was that? That might have been too loud. Let's turn it down a little bit. Oh, I can turn it down up here, actually. Not on OBS.
Without further ado, here's my third and probably final call with Sam Bankman-Fried.
I'm about to go up.
Okay, Coffee, you're up.
Hey, Sam, it's me again. I just wanted to ask real quick about the terms of service question, which Rect brought up a little bit. I want to expound.
So basically the terms of service thing was like, he's like watching, what was it? Or not watching. He's got a crypto exchange. And in the terms of service, he says, we have all of your money 1-to-1. And then when people went to withdraw their money, it wasn't there because he had Ponzi'd it all away, basically. So he's trying to approach this question while not... He can't mention the company that they siphoned the funds through because he can just, like, dodge questions by saying he doesn't know anything, like denying responsibility or whatever. Denying accountability. And then... So he's trying to get him to admit that he violated the terms of service without bringing up either that company or any of the other ways he's been able to like weasel out of question. And the terms of service is where it all starts, basically.
on it. Can you just tell us, yes or no, were you treating client assets just on the regular digital asset side different from the margin trading side?
I do think we're treating them differently.
So basically this guy like fucks up right here. And he says, yes, we were treating them differently from the funds we were trading with. And then he goes down like this string of questions and then eventually says like, he says like, if they weren't being treated differently, how come people can't withdraw their funds, more or less? And finally gets him to a point where he's like, I'm gonna have to stop taking questions from you. You've been monopolizing conversation, and he just like loses his shit. This dude like loses his shit for the first time. It's actually really insane that he's been doing all these PR interviews. He hasn't broken until this point, which is nuts. So that's a cool video. I would recommend going and watching the whole thing, but that's it for my React. That's all I can react. I'm not a great React streamer. You guys got, that was the best. Was that a pretty good explanation? Yeah, TSM got owned because they were sponsored by FTX. A lot of people got owned. There was like wasn't there an FTX stadium in a city? Didn't they buy out a fucking sports stadium? Like they had so many like hands in so many places, and then it was revealed that it was just a Ponzi scheme because their competitor, Miami Heat, yeah, their competitor figured out like that they had been siphoning funds and like pumping their own token or some shit. Again, I'm not a crypto bro. I'm just like, this is like layman's more or less incorrect terms, but like the general concept of it was they were just siphoning out money and then giving people this token, which was worthless because the second someone like basically bought up that token, they could just like dump it and then it would collapse their company because they couldn't cash out everyone because they had no money, more or less. Yes, a rug pull. Yeah, exactly. There's a card that represents this pretty well, actually, in Yu-Gi-Oh. That's legal in Edison format. This shit. Yeah, pump and dump. Which is crazy. And you guys may not think that this sort of thing applies to us, but it fucking does, dude. It fucking does. If this sort of thing happened, like with TCG Player, or if there was ever like a card market bubble that burst, a lot of people would get really screwed. Yeah. Exactly, wave motion cannon. That's exactly how it was evaluated, yes. It was like just insanely bloated on top of the fact that they were literally like, and it's crazy too, because like in his early interviews, he basically just tells people he's committing a Ponzi scheme and admits to it. So he's like on fucking record saying it is a Ponzi scheme, which is crazy. But the thing is like once you start complicating the fucking transaction process, once you start like blurring everything, blurring all of the lines, it's a Ponzi scheme with like 400 extra steps, and your average person's going to get caught up in one of those lines. This is exactly the sort of tactic that gacha games put on people. This is exactly the sort of tactic that like crypto bros use to like basically pump and dump shit. Like it's the exact same thing. And in every secondary market, it's similar. With trading cards, at least you are getting a physical product. Whether or not that physical product's actually worth what you're paying for it, who knows? You know what I mean? But you are actually getting something for it. Yeah, instead of running his business, he did just play a bunch of League. And I heard something about, this is all speculation, because I don't know if this is true. I heard this secondhand. I heard this from another streamer. But I heard he was like living in a house with like 9 other people, and it was just like like a fucking giant orgy. Like a nonstop orgy and like League of Legends Kappa, which is fucking crazy to think about. That's a real thing that happened. Over 50% bronze. That's hilarious. That's a crazy story. That's like someone, I don't even know if there's a way you could put it into like card games, you know? I guess it did happen in card games recently. What is this? Channel, fireball, pump, and dump. Let's see if this is real. No. Does anyone have information on this? Does anyone have any information on this? What is this, Reddit? Oh, this could get me banned if there's something fucking crazy in here. Like a naked picture or something. A lot of drama with Flesh and Blood channel fireball. Basically, I think there was a supply issue. Stores were like holding back Flesh and Blood stock to drive the value of the cards. And then Channel Fireball just unloaded it all. And a lot of people lost a lot of money. From what I heard. It was like big pump and dump in Flesh and Blood. And like Flesh and Blood out of the gates. The game is cool, right? Flesh and Blood TCG. The game is cool. Have you guys played this game? It's pretty cool. We'll talk about it a little bit because it's a cool game. This is an after hours discussion. All right, so the way the game works is you have a champion game product releases. You have a champion. Is there a card? Can we look at a card? Heroes of Flesh and Blood. Sure. Give me a goddamn card. What's the coolest hero? Does anyone play this game? What's the coolest hero? Reinhardt's kind of like an orc. Prism's cool. Viscera is cool. Kano's cool. Ira's probably my favorite because it's the only one I've played. Okay, so you get a champion card. And you start with this in play. And you like build up your champion and you battle. It kind of reminds me of like how, you know how Cardfight Vanguard is like you start with, what is it? You start with 0 cards or something? And you draw, you fill your hand every turn, basically. And it's an interesting game, but I don't know. I haven't played it enough to really comment on it. I really like the Blitz form of the game. It's a fun game. It's like actually legitimately a fun game. Exactly. So, Dude Gray says boasting like 2 million in prize support, which is insane. Yes, exactly. So, when the game first came out, it was like, this is gonna be the new fucking Magic the Gathering. That's what everyone was saying. They were also saying like the game has a bunch of investors, a lot of content creators were backing it, a lot of stores were backing it, like in stock, whatever. It had a lot of momentum right outside the gates. And this was before anyone had really even played the game. Like, legit. Like, this is before anyone has even really played the game. Like, it already had, like, a ton of hype behind it. And I was like, that's kind of weird. It's a lot of hype for a game that, you know, doesn't have a community, doesn't have grassroots. Like, it hasn't built itself up yet as an actual game. Like, they were trying to pitch it like, oh, if you buy this card, it's like buying a Black Lotus or something. And it's just like, yeah, but the reason people, like, when Black Lotus came out, it wasn't like, you know, it was like, it wasn't that expensive. That's the thing. It's like, it got expensive because Magic was successful. It didn't get expensive because it's rare. You know what I mean? Like, there are rare cards in a lot of games that nobody plays that are worth nothing. I'm sure there are rare cards in, like, you know, no disrespect or anything, but like Digimon and like other games that are not worth as much as Black Lotus just because it's, you know, it's not as popular as Magic the Gathering. Like, that fucking matters. Like, having people who actually play the game matters a lot for the price of things. So the prices were getting like stupid crazy, basically. And then I think Channel Fireball just like unloaded a bunch of product all at once and like flooded the market, and it caused an actual like market crash. And there's probably like some sort of like unspoken rule between like people who had products not to do something like this. So yeah, I don't know. Is Alestral sick? I don't know anything about Alestrals. I haven't even looked at it. We're gonna look at it right now. I know it's like a Kickstarter game, which is interesting. It reminds me of the Bridge of Spirits game. It looks like Bridge of Spirits, like the symbols on it and stuff. Oh, it even says spirits here. Yeah, it reminds me of like the same art style. They have a full video. Was it a sponsored video? I don't want to watch any sponsored videos. I would take an Alestral sponsorship though. I like the art style. I do like the art style. I think it's a cool looking game. But I probably would not play it without a sponsorship. But it's a cool looking game. Do I know anything about MetaZoo? I know of it. I don't know anything about it. Alestral reminds you of Battle Spirits. You know which game I really liked? I really liked Duel Masters. Is that the name of the game? I really liked this game. Duel Masters is fire. Has anyone played this game? Oh no. God damn it. That's not what I wanted to click on. Alestral sponsored Triff? That's cool. You have tons of hours in Duel Masters Kaijudo. I liked Kaijudo. I kind of like Kaijudo. I think Duel Masters is a little better. Because Kaijudo was very clearly like a magic siphon. And it worked on me. Because they fucking canceled Kaijudo. And I was like, now what do I do? And I played Magic for a while. And I was like, God, this game's awful. So I quit. Bombazar was lame. What is Bombazar? Is that the haste dragon? Is that the dragon with haste? He's just double breaker haste, right? Is that it? I don't remember. Okay, this image is not. Speed attacker, so it has haste, yeah. When this creature in the battle zone, destroy all other creatures that have 6,000 power. Take an extra turn after this one. You lose the game at the end. Oh. Wait. This doesn't seem like the card I know. Wait, this seems busted. This doesn't seem... I know it's Double Breaker Haste, but I think the actual problem is up here. The Wrath of God. And the take an extra turn. It warped the meta and killed the game in USA. Yeah, no kidding. You have fucking Double Breaker Time Walk in a game with no fucking counter spells. That's a sick looking card. How much do these go for? Are they expensive? Anyway, back to Flesh and Blood. I think the game is genuinely good. And I think the competitive scene is growing, which is cool. So it may have started out as something with a little bit more hype and nothing really to back it up. But from what I've played of the game, I've had a really good time. And I think a lot of people are enjoying it as sort of an alternative to Magic the Gathering, which is cool. And I think some of the heroes are really cool. I really like Ira. I wish she had like a playable version. Some of the new champions are really cool. Dromai has some cool stuff. Have you seen the Marvel Dragon Flesh and Blood? They have some of the coolest looking cards. Like, look at this card. These cards look amazing. Like, they just look really cool. This is not doing them justice. They have... Let me pull up some images. There we go. Can you guys see that all right? It's so sick. And it's all, like, etched foil. So it's like a textured foil. They look so good. The lightning one is fucking sick, dude. These are some of the sickest looking cards I think ever printed. So a lot of people like the Dromai deck because she's the Draconic Illusionist. She can like summon the dragons. It's a good time. It's a good time. Oh, is this a picture of it with the foil? Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see the foiling on it here. These look really good. They also use a cold foil process so they don't curl. Exactly. It is a cold foil process so they do not curl. It's so sick. They look very nice. Bombazar light plate is about $300. Bruh. That's nuts. That's a pretty looking card though. Which of these dragons is the one that I wanted to own? There was one that I really wanted to... Oh, it's this one. This is the art of it. Let's see if we can find the card. Oh, this is the card, yeah. This is the one I want to own, Dominia. This card looks fucking awesome. And keep in mind, it's all cold foil too, so it's like a textured foil. Look how sick this looks. The artist, Steve Argyle, you guys probably recognize him from Magic the Gathering. Sick as fuck artist. Absolutely cracked. This is an awesome card. Like, this is actually like one of the sickest cards ever printed. I feel like this deck, if you can get it all swagged the fuck out, is probably the sickest deck. How's it going, Scroobian? Welcome in. What's this guy? Oh, this guy's cool. And the cool thing is like, you can really swag out this deck. Like, the dragons just, like, look so good. Mirror guy. This dragon is so cool. This is probably the deck I would build if I had an unlimited budget, but what I would prefer is if they just had like a cool Ira deck, because she's the most fun champion. She has this sword. It's not the Edge of Autumn. Can I do this? She has this sword. She has 2 swords. So it says your second attack each turn gains +1 attack. And she has like dual wield swords, and I think that that's fucking cool. So you can use her with the dual wield swords and then do like, you basically just like put your opponent in a bad position every single turn. Because your first attack hits for like a little bit, and they never want to block that because your second attack's going to be bigger. And then instead of using your second attack, you can just like do something crazy. And so it's like you can put them in like 50-50 situation. It's really cool. That's probably my favorite deck to play, is the Ira deck. And then like my favorite deck to look at is probably the Dragon deck. But the Dragon deck is not very good, I think is the issue. From what I remember, I heard that this deck just kind of sucks. Which sucks, because the cards, they look so fucking sick. Like, they just look amazing. But, alas, here we are. Back to Yu-Gi-Oh! This is the deck we were playing. This was based off of a Magic the Gathering deck that played this card, Svielen. And there's a cold foil version of Svielen, which I actually have. Let's see if we can find the etched foil version of it. Here it is, yeah. So I actually own this card, and it looks very good. This is a shit picture of it. Let me see if I can find a better picture of it. Well, it's this, but imagine this with like an etched foil. And the art looks very good. And I was thinking, this card is good in Magic the Gathering. Like, this card is good enough to carry entire decks in Magic the Gathering. So these cards are probably good enough to carry entire decks, right? Wrong. They are not. Because you don't draw them. And then you don't win. Merfolk is actually a good deck. No, there's actually a deck that's straight up just 4 Svielen, 4 Vendilion Click, and that's it. It's literally just those 6 cards, and then like Chalice the Void and Counterspells, and Mutavaults. And it like won a bunch of tournaments undefeated. That deck is crazy sick. And like dismembers and shit. So this deck was based off of that card and that concept, but I don't know if it's like got legs or anything. It's also similar to another deck in Magic the Gathering that plays this card, Underworld Connections. This is a cool card. So you put this card on a land, and then the land gains an extra ability that says tap, pay 1 life, draw a card. So you get to draw 2 cards every turn. And you play this in a deck with like just shitloads of removal. And that's kind of the concept here. Obviously it doesn't really work as well, especially in a format with only like 1 Solemn Judgment. If you had 3 Solemn Judgments, this deck could be really insane. Get you into Chaotic. What's Chaotic? Is that a TCG? Or is that like a variation of one of these TCGs we looked at? I want a Bombazar now. That card looks sick. It's a dead card game, yeah. Okay, let's talk Digimon. Digimon TCG. Beelzemon. So this is like one of my favorite Digimon, is the Beelzemon. He's a cool looking card from what I've seen. He's got some like swag modes. This is the Beelzemon swag mode. This is the Beelzemon Giga swag mode, alternate art. There's a few other BLs and Mons, but this one is okay. This one's drippy as fuck. Yeah, so this is Beelzemon. He's fucking sick. If I would play Digimon, I'd play Beelzemon. Because he's fucking hard. But I don't know shit about Digimon. Does anyone in the chat play Digimon? I've played with the starter decks. I know how to play the game, but I haven't played, like, Constructed. So I have no idea, like, the general strategies or whatever. And I know this might sound really fucking, like, stupid. But the reason I haven't gotten into the game more is because I dislike the card stock. I think it's a little thin. Beelzemon is the best Digimon. He's in Yu-Gi-Oh! Too. Is he? What's his thing in Yu-Gi-Oh? Beel's Frog? Kappa? Beels of the Diabolic Dragons? Beelzeus? I remember when this card came out, I was like, what the fuck? This card's fucking crazy. What was the question again? Oh, he's in Yu-Gi-Oh! Doom Shaman? Is that what we're referencing? No, that doesn't look like him. I'm trying to think of the card that looks like him. Infernity Avenger? Kappa? You threw hands your first day of first grade because I was a Pokemon kid and the kid next to you was a Digimon kid? Oh, Shrek. Yes, dude, the GOAT. Oh, fuck. That is Beelzemon. Oh, fuck. They gave Beelz a structure deck today? Are you dead ass? Are you dead ass? Martin says, do you want a bad deck list? Maybe in a bit, yeah. Send it to me on Discord. I'll take a look in a bit. Dude, that's Beelzemon. I didn't even think about it till now. It's fucking crazy. Wow, I didn't know that they had Beelzemon structure deck. I need to fucking get on the Digimon train then. I think it's tight. I think this guy's tight. He's gang, dude. Did anyone watch Digimon growing up? Digimon Season 3. Did anyone watch Digimon Season 3? This season was goated. Dude, the fucking Beelzemon arc was goated. Like the anti-hero arc. That shit was fire. Digimon Tamer just was tight. That was actually a tight show. Also, Digimon movie. Digimon movie. Banger. Banger movie. Actual banger movie. As a 24% on Rotten Tomatoes, 94% liked it. Get the fuck out, Rotten Tomatoes. Banger movie. It has a weird soundtrack in the English release, but the Japanese release is a banger. Half the BL security cards delete their Digimon. That's crazy. Yeah, Digimon Tamers is the GOAT, dude. This shit was so fire. I don't even know what to compare it to. Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1 might be the only thing that comes close to Digimon Tamers. In terms of, like, actual fire anime. Dude, 93% on fucking Google. That's how you know. That's, you know, it's goated. The users were like, nah, this is the real shit. Shaolin Showdown, I never watched that one. I heard it was cool, though. I didn't watch Pokemon so much after Season 1. Season 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! Is goated. Season 1 in Battle City Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like... That's like Death Note to me. That's like Death Note level anime. Duelist Kingdom. I'm talking about Duelist Kingdom, bruh. I'm talking about fucking Pegasus kidnapping Mokuba and then Kaiba being a dick to Joey because he's poor. And then like fucking Yugi being the king of games and giving $2 million for Serenity. My sister Serenity. Yeah, see, Death Note I think was good. Just for what it was, you know. A lot of people didn't like it because it's over dramatic, but it's like, come on, man, it's a fucking anime. Like, and Pegasus did make his grandpa an NFT. Kaiba doesn't own FTX because he's not siphoning funds. Kaiba's more like Bezos. But like, if Bezos was 19 and badass, like, that's Kaiba. The Death Note not season 2. Yeah, exactly. Ace of Spades makes a good point. Death Note is one of the best anime, but it's a bit mid. Yeah, exactly. It has some weird fucking parts where it's just like, why is this in the story? Like, this is weird. But it contributes to the charm of the show, I think, and it contributes to like the show has a really serious tone, and they balance it by having these like absolutely wacky sequences in it, which I think is nice. I think is necessary, because otherwise it would take itself way too seriously for what it is. Because this show is like, it's like self-aware enough to have those like wacky characters, like what's the girlfriend's? I don't remember her name. Light's girlfriend. What is her name? I don't remember her. But she's like such a fucking wacky character. But she's Misa, yeah, exactly. So Misa's in the show, and it's like, she's in the show because like they realize the show cannot take itself too seriously. You have to have that element of like, you understand what you're writing is an anime. And they balanced it. I think they balanced it really well. It does make the show more mid from like a fucking patrician standpoint. Like, yeah, it's not as Kino as it could have been because it has like some really wacky sequences, but it contributes, I think, to the charm of the show and to like the overall digestibility of the show. You thought Death Note was so mediocre you couldn't finish it? It's really good. As like a character study, it's really good. What's up, Drunk? How's it going? Death Note's definitely, it's a not for everyone kind of anime. But yeah, I feel like Digimon Tamers, goated. Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1, goated. What else is goated? Those are the two goated ones. In terms of like these types of shows that were very clearly trying to sell you a product. is what I feel like those shows are really good. Pokemon was like objectively not a very good show. Like, I think upon rewatching, I thought Pokemon was kind of bad. But the Pokemon movie's fire, especially with all the cutscenes. If you haven't already watched Pokemon, the first movie. If you haven't already watched the first movie with the cutscenes, it is so much better. It is so much better with the cutscenes. You love Death Note? Yeah, I like Death Note. I thought Death Note was good. Not cutscenes. Yeah, with the cutscenes, yeah. With the cutscenes. Scenes that were cut. Not actual cutscenes like in a video game, but scenes that were cut. There were scenes from the English release of Pokemon the first movie that were cut out. Yes. Dungeon Dice Monsters arc, goated. It's like 2 episodes. Oh, we should talk Dungeon Dice Monsters tonight. All right, everybody. Dungeon Dice Monsters. Do you guys know about Dungeon Dice Monsters? You know what monster is fucking broken in Dungeon Dice Monsters? Y'all aren't ready for this guy. Y'all aren't ready for this. This motherfucker is broken in Dungeon Dice Monsters. He's broken as shit. First off, he's level 1, which means he's easy to summon. Second off, he lets you double dice roll one more time. What? What the fuck? That's fucking crazy. This guy, he's 1-star guy, but he has a fucking 2 colorless mana time walk. Take an extra turn. Why is the art so ugly? I think the art is beautiful. Get banned for that. No, I'm kidding. It's beautiful. Hold up. I'm going to pull Dungeon Dice Monsters Bubonic Vermin. Let's see if we have the figure. Can we find the figure? The figures are really expensive. I think the Bubonic Vermin, even though it's a Japanese only release, there it is. There it is. This might be the only picture of it on the internet. Look at that motherfucker. Look at that motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. The figure goes so hard, dude. This card is busted. It's fucking busted. I don't know if you guys play Dungeon Dice Monsters, but I'm working on a Dungeon Dice Monster video with Rare Hunter. Wait, did y'all see the Rare Hunter video? I want to pull that up. I like that shit. 777 presumably? No. Try like 150. Try like 150 US dollars for the figure. So 90 to 150, depending on where you managed to get it from. Oh, this video. It knew it. It listened to me. My computer listened. What's up, trainer? So I did a video with Rare Hunter where we open a box each and then we build decks with the box and then we play against each other and we bet the entire box on it. And it was so much fun, dude. This box battle video was so much fun. If you guys haven't watched this already, it's such a sick video. It's such a sick video. It's on the second channel, but yeah, this video is tight. This is the type of content I want to make, where it's like we do something cool with like a game, and then like because this reminds me of like the Yu-Gi-Oh manga or the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, where like it's just him, like Yugi and his homies, playing games and just like gaming, you know, and they try out new shit and they're always coming up with new strategies and it's a good time, you know. It's like always a good time. Whereas like I feel like just like cranking out an Edison video every day is like, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but eventually the Mass Sorcerer stuff will get old. Type video, go check it out for sure. I don't want to spoil too much of it or who wins, but back to Bubonic Vermin. It's a grind. Yeah, it can be a grind. I feel like Edison's deep enough where it's not that bad. And the cube is good. I have a cube video I need to put up. It's like 5 days old now. 6 days old. Fuck. I need to do more cube stuff. If RJ's still here, we gotta do some cube stuff, RJ. Alright, let's talk about a little bit of... Yu-Gi-Oh product is so bad for that type of content. It's so fucking bad. Like, limited Yu-Gi-Oh is just not real. You have to have like cube to get. You have to have a very controlled set to get limited Yu-Gi-Oh. The most you know about Pokemon TCG is like base set and maybe jungle. That's the thing about Pokemon TCG is the difference between base set and now is very little. There's very little difference between base set now. There's like 1 or 2 rules differences, and there's like 1 new type of card, which is like supporters. Everything else is the same. So if you know how to play the game from back then, you'll know how to play it now. It's the same. The first episode at school and they're just chilling playing Duel Monsters. Yeah, or Dungeon Dice Monster or whatever. The Dungeon Dice Monsters arc was cool. There's a bunch of cool stuff like when they're just like vibing. Like that's my favorite part about Yu-Gi-Oh! It was like hanging out with my friends like at school and just playing the game. That was my favorite part about it. As it is now, it's like I don't know. I feel like the grinders, like the tournaments and stuff, it's fun. It's cool. It's like some real King of Game shit. What does Mass Sorcerer do? When it deals battle damage, you get to draw a card. So it's actually really good. Like this is a genuinely really good card that people don't talk about. If you can draw even 1 card off of it, it's a good card. So it's like, it's one of those cards I think is kind of slept on. Pro Storm is the current king of Edison. That is true. The new season starts soon though. Oh yeah, so should I give an invite for the charity tournament? I feel like I'm gonna give 1 at least to first place, but should I give like top 8? Because the last charity tournament I gave it to top 8, even though the tournament was kind of smaller. What should I do for this one? How many people should it enter to give it to top 8? Is the real question. Finalists? Well, if like 200 people enter, I mean, I'll give it to top 8. I don't know. If 100 people enter, I'll probably give it to top 4. Do rulers have to earn their invites? Yes, absolutely. Nobody except I might give it to ProStorm, just as like so we can have a. How do you enter again? So in the Discord, in the really big Yu-Gi-Oh Discord, on December 15th, I'll create a tournament, and then there'll be a command to enter it. You'll submit your deck list through the bot on the Discord, and then you'll be entered. But you do have to provide proof of donation to a charity of $10 or more, or I will DQ you from the event and ban you for life. Basically. No, I'm kidding. You have to provide it before you enter, because that's probably the best way to do it. Yep. So, step 1, donate to charity. Step 2, show me that you did that somehow, and preferably in a Discord DM. Step 3, sign up for the tournament using the command on December 15th. Then you're good to go. So it's just 3 steps. Pretty easy. If you're in the Discord, it should be. There will be an announcement telling you exactly what to do and stuff. It should be a good event. I'm excited to try out the new bot. I think it's going to be cool. Do you get to choose the charity? Yes. Sevilla, you may choose the charity. I am not going to tell you what charity to donate, but I will make a recommendation. So, Alex Simo, if you don't know what charity to donate to, Alex Simo recently did something. Where is it? Okay, Alex Simo. Click video. He recently did a video. Alex Simo made YouTube video. And it's a really, vulnerable video where he like talks about something that's affected him his whole life, and he's got a charity, and it'd be really cool to see him hit his goal because he's like a big name in like the Yu-Gi-Oh community, and like that's just a cool thing for him. I think this means a lot to him, so if he hit that, that'd be sick. So if you can't think of anything to donate to, I would suggest this, because you kind of get a 2 for 1, so yeah, that's what I'd recommend. But if you have one you'd rather donate to, then go ahead. Smitty says, does a video of IRL donating a $10 bill to something local count? Sure. If that's what you want to do, then that counts. If you have if you like to donate to like your local Goodwill or something, then go for it. Oh yeah, we should go over the Pokemon TCG vlogs. I feel like those are fun. The Jason Klaczynski one. That's a good point, Wave Motion Ganon. Let's go ahead and go over it. This is the sickest vlog ever made. Jason Klaczynski is the GOAT. Let's just like moment of appreciation for this guy. This blog is fucking crazy. It's just so good. Basically what it is he's cataloged all of the Pokemon formats. Just all of them. And he's got them with the special rules that you need for each format. He's got them with a shitload of deck lists. He's got them with what's legal. He's got them with, which some of the articles like go into like really, really deep. And then he also, on top of that, plays all of them regularly and keeps the deck lists up to date. So it's not just like, this is what was good at the time. It is like actually like up to date. This is what would be good in today's meta, constantly on his vlog, which is fucking awesome. Let's go ahead and look at one of my favorite ones, which is the 2004 to 2007. So this is the biggest block that he covers in one of the articles. This covers all of these sets here, legal at the same time. There are so many combinations of fucking awesome cards that you can play. So this was one of the first place deck lists. I have this deck built in real life, completely reverse holo max rarity. This is one of the sickest decks. It's a first place world's list. He talks about the histories of the various formats a little bit. Blah, 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 blah. It's fucking awesome. I encourage you to go read it if you're interested. Talks about classic engines, which is like, this is the classic draw engine. And then there's also the Holon engine, which uses Holon Transceiver, which is a very broken card with really cursed text spacing. Look at the way the text is printed on this card. It is the most triggering thing. It has like 3 different spacings to like make it fit into a block. It is really cursed. It's one of the worst looking cards. It is one of the worst looking cards ever printed, but it is one of the most broken cards ever printed. Let me see if I can get an image of it. Yeah, look at this. Oh my god. It is like visible. It's like visceral how much this hurts me. Just that, or search your discard pile for with like the, what the fuck is that? Is kerning the term for that? Is that the term for that? It's so awful. And then also the artwork is like, it's so fucking weird. It has like a metal energy symbol on like an earpiece that like nobody would ever wear. And like this side of it is like way too big for somebody's head, but like this part of it is like to scale for some reason. And this part of it's got like an outer glow on it. So it looks like it's separated from this person's head, or like, it's just such a weird fucking like image. Like the image itself is cursed. And then on top of that, you have like this cursed text. And like down at the bottom, there's nothing here. There's like a huge like blank space. And then it's like tiny little text at the bottom. This is such a weirdly designed card. But anyway, back to the block. So, some of the coolest decks. Let's go ahead and just look at the deck list, because fuck the article, right? I ain't reading that shit. Give me the list, baby. This one is cool. The Arcanine deck. Arcanine's very expensive. Let's see. Click link to open on TCG player. Well, I hope I don't dox myself. That would be bad. Okay. But this card's very expensive. The Arcanine EX, if you wanted to build this. Bayonet EX is another beginner's deck. Jolteon Star, probably one of the coolest cards I personally own, but also very expensive. Am I the biggest Yugi tuber who doesn't show his face? Yes, without a doubt. Blastoise Lugia EX. So this is BLS. But this is Pokemon's version of BLS. Blastoise Lugia S. Where the fuck is the Steelix? I guess they cut Steelix. Damn, that's depressing. This deck is so much money. This might be the most expensive deck. But it's got all of his little tags. Iconic, top deck, fun to play, difficult to play. It's got all 4 of the tags. This might be the sickest deck of all time. This might be the sickest deck of all time. This might be peak Pokemon. That being said, dude, these cards are not cheap. These cards they're not cheap. Let's just talk about them real quick. Let's just talk about them. Damaged Hollow Foil, $330. How much is this guy? Damaged Hollow Foil. Okay, damaged for 30 isn't bad on a Blastoise EX. But if you want heavily played, you're looking at least $50 each. Lugia EX, damaged $105. So we're talking like, your deck looks like it came straight out of the fucking washing machine. And it's costing more than like a constructed deck, dude. Dude, they are so much money. And then on top of that, like if you have a Reverse Hollow Tauros, Reverse Hollow Lapras, I think Reverse Hollow Lapras is going for like 25 to 50 now. Pidgeots are starting to get expensive. I think they're like 15. The Jirachi, I don't even know how much this is. I don't even know how much the Jirachis are. The last I checked, they're very expensive. Yeah, damaged for about 20. How much is the cheapest near mint? Looks like near mints are going for about 75. So, like, a lot of the Pokemon are very expensive. And that's if you want min rarity. Even Rocket's Admin. Rocket's Admin is an uncommon. It's an uncommon. And it's like $7 for, like, light played. Oh, these are the reprint ones. Never mind. Not the reprint. The reprint ones that aren't tournament legal. The World Championship ones. I'm talking about the regular ones. Damage is like $11. So, like, very expensive deck for a format that nobody plays. But you could build it. Oh, what was the Latias? Oh, it was like 350 for damage or something like that. You have bulk of this era, it's probably worth a lot of money, Gabriel. Especially if it's in good condition. Like, a lot of these cards are like $5, $10 cards from this era. Bombtar, this deck is fucking awesome. The way this deck works is you go Electrode EX. he knocks himself out. Your opponent gets 2 free prize cards, but then you get to put 5 energies into play, and you put it onto Dark Tyranitar. And then you can either use the bite off attack or you can use the grind attack. And, you know, Dark Tyranitar is about the grind set, dude. He's a Sigma male, dude. He fucking does 10 million damage. And then the cool thing about Electro DX is it's any 5 energies. So you can bring back like scramble energies, which give you 3 if you're behind in prize cards. And you're immediately behind in prize cards because Electro DX gives them 2 prize cards. So you get back a couple of these bad boys. All of a sudden your Dark Tyranitar has like fucking 12 energy on it. And you just hit for 1 million damage. You 1-hit KO everything in the format. Like, this is a sick deck. This is like one of the coolest decks. And your Rockets admins are really good too because you bomb and then you put them down to 4 prizes. So your Rockets admin becomes like great hand disruption. Camler, this deck is for, I'm not going to say it. Dark Steelix, this deck is fire, dude. You get to play the Rockets Dark Steelix. This guy's kind of rare because the Rocket set was like a small set. Try Chaotic. It's interesting to play and it's not too expensive. I would rather just play one of the other 10 TCGs I play than play a dead TCG. I'm gonna be real. Like I said, I would play Elestrals. Is it Lestrals? I would play those if I was like sponsored to, or if I was really desperate for content. But this deck is sick. The Dragonite EX, but Dragonite EX is quite expensive, so got to keep that in mind. So is the Latios. Dragtro, dude, this deck is crazy. This deck plays 4 Rocket Sneasel ZX, which is a very hard card to acquire. Heavily played, $50. Japanese. And not even English. Damaged, $61. Lightly played, $100. And you need 4 of them, so there's that. These Dragonites are pretty cheap, or not cheap, pretty expensive. This Rocket Scyther is also expensive too, from what I remember. Evolution. So I have this deck. This is the deck I have from this era. And these cards are so fucking much, dude. Like, I got lucky because I was building these decks in like 2011, 2012. But nowadays, if you were to build this deck, I think this is like a fucking $2,000-$3,000 deck. Easily. How much is the Jolteon? These are the World Championship ones. Heavily played is like 25. Keep in mind, you want fucking near mint. You want fucking near mint. These are the World Championship, World Championship, World Championship. So the cheapest like near mint one is like $110 for the Jolteon. You need like 3 of them. Umbreon and Espeon are more because for some reason people love collecting them, myself included. Umbreon, these are the World Championship ones. But the damage ones are like $100. There might not even be a near mint one on here. Oh, there is. $750 for a near mint Umbreon EX. Okay. How much is Espeon EX? This has turned into a Pokemon Market Watch all of a sudden. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yeah. Espeon, what do we got? Near mint, 380. Okay, so the one Espeon and the one Umbreon runs you about 1,100. And then 3 Jolteons, it's like another 330 for near mint, obviously. So that's like 1,500 for those 5 cards. And then you got Rayquaza, which obviously is not a cheap Pokemon by any means. Let's see how much the near mints of this guy are. They're about 230. Okay. There's only one available, so you'd have to hunt down a second one. So between these 7 cards, you're looking at $2,000. And then you've got Jolteon Gold Star. Exactly, the Gold Star Evolutions. Which on its own is probably quite a bit. This is one of the cheaper Gold Stars. There's not even a near mint one available, but let's just say you get the lightly played one from the guy who has 5 sales, because that's reliable. For 500. I mean, like, this deck's crazy. If you had bought these cards up like a little while ago, you'd be up your life, dude. But this is one of the most fun decks. The way it works is like when you play Jolteon, you deal 10 to every one of your opponent's Pokemon, and then you pick it up with Super Scoop Up, provided you flip heads, and then you play it again, you deal 10 to everything again. And then you deal that chip damage, and then Jolteon Star, when you play it from your hand, you get to put a damage counter onto both Pokemon. So you like deal chip damage, and then you use Absol EX. When you play him, you get to move 3 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another one of their 3. And then Rayquaza EX, He's like a comeback card. Yeah, it's Crobat G before Crobat G, exactly. Rayquaza EX says if you have more prize cards than your opponent, you can use his attacks without the colorless cost. So it just costs you 1 lightning to use his attack. And his attack is very good. It's 1 for 50 if they have any Pokepowers or Pokebodies. And it can snipe the bench. So it's like nothing is safe, and you spread damage around, and then if they try to evolve to make their Pokemon like have higher hit point stats, when you play Espeon from your hands, when you evolve it, you devolve one of your opponent's Pokemon. So if they evolve into a Pokemon, you can put enough damage on it to kill the basic, and then in your turn you can evolve the Espeon, take a prize, snipe something else with Rayquaza, take a prize, kill something else with Jolteon. You can take 3 prizes in one turn with this deck, which is really cool. Even 4 with like Absol EX, provided you have enough damage spread around. And then Jolteon EX also hits like a truck. It does 20 plus 10 more for each damage already on it. So if they have 2 damage already, it's just like 2 for 40, which is like a good rate. And if they have 3, it's like 2 for 50, good rate. It's just a good deck. This is a really fun deck. This is probably the deck I would recommend to anyone who wanted to play this era because it's just such a fun deck. It's like super, super fun. Imagine if there was a Pokemon DB. Yeah. Dude, these cards would go crazy if there was a Pokemon DB. Some girl 6 prized you in 1 turn in Sun and Moon era. Dude, I'm telling you, Tapu Lele from Sun and Moon, the promo Tapu Lele, you can 6 prize people easy in Sun and Moon era with that card. That was a cool era for spread, for sure. Super Scoop Up is fire. Warp Point is fire. This whole deck is just fire cards. And you get to play the fun, really fun, hold on, Transceiver card. Really fun. This card's not cheap either. It's like annoyingly expensive. Yeah, for an uncommon, moderately played at 15 is like obscene. That's actually got crazy. And that's if you don't want reverse holofoils, which I don't know why you wouldn't want reverse holofoils. Kappa. Exploud is really cool. You get to play Exploud. Basically, every deck from this era is really sick. Oh, Flareados is such a cool deck. First off, sick name, because you've got Flareon, Ariados, and they combo well together. Second off, you get to play the sickest Pokemon. You get to play Flareon and Ariados, so just a really cool deck. This is also a good era because they have the Holon's Pokemon, and the way these work is if you know the bounce lands from Magic the Gathering, they're basically double rainbow energies, but they're bounce lands. When you play it, you have to return an energy to your hand, so you have to have an energy already on the Pokemon. That's still fine, though. It makes it so that your Pokemon search can get you energies. So your deck, like, has more of a toolbox feeling. So there's, like, so many of these really cool toolbox decks. Like, Evolutions is so cool because you get to play, like, 5 different evolutions that all evolve off of Eevee, which is super fun. And then, on top of that, your search cards can search for energy in Holin's Magneton or whatever. And they can also search for, you know, like, your actual threats. Or, like, your utility Pokemon, like Lapras and Tauros. Tauros, which discards stadiums, and Lapras, which searches for a supporter card. So, like, you can play whatever dual ball or whatever. There's no dual ball in this deck, but you can get Lapras, and then Lapras can get a supporter. There's a Wailord deck in this era, too. Let's see if we can find it. Ludicargo's cool. The way Ludicargo works is Ludicolo says once per turn you get to draw an extra card. Really good ability. And then Macargo says once during your turn, you may stack any card from your deck on top of your deck. So it just turns into once per turn you can tutor any card from your deck, which is awesome. This is a really, really cool deck. This might be one of the coolest decks too. This is a fun deck. I don't think it's that good of a deck. I think it's a little bit weaker. Because, like, even though this combo is really good, Ludicolo plus Macargo, there's Pidgeot in the format, which just straight up tutors any cards once per turn. So you're, like, doing an extra step to get to Pidgeot, basically. Yeah, the Destiny Draw skill, yeah. But again, Pidgeot's just better. It's, like, just straight up better. Medicham. This deck's boring. Meganium is sick. Dude, look how many... You get to play 25 different Pokemon. This deck is so fun. This is the deck that gets to play Steelix the best, probably. This deck is sick. You get to play Delta Meganium, which is fighting type. Meganium EX. The boy Chikorita. Latios Star. How expensive is this card? This cannot be cheap. Oh my god. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's a PSA 7 for... Dude, you know what fucking gets me? You know what fucking gets me? This card is $1,049.99 with $120 shipping. What? Do you really need the extra $1.20 for shipping? What the? This shit is hilarious. People are so funny. It's like, what? That stamp is setting him back. He's selling a fucking $1,050 Pokemon card, but the stamp is setting my boy back. Dude, you know what the crazy part is this won't be here in a week. Someone will buy it. This card is very rare. And they will crack the slab to play with it too, which is the sad part. Well, maybe it's not sad. I don't care. I'd prefer cards Guy played with. In any case, this deck is awesome. This is a really fun deck. Gotta finesse that extra $1.20. Exactly. Meta Knight, dude, this deck is so fun. Fuck, dude, Jason Klaczynski is the GOAT for this. You know what's cool too is where's one of the ones where he had like changes and shit next to it? I think it was the LVS one. So when he makes changes to a deck, he includes the previous changes. I'm gonna see if he has it. Right here, revise, and he includes the date it was revised, and he includes the changes. That's so fucking sick, man. That's so sick. So if you ever were playing an old version of the list, you can come back and see what it was. Do I play this format with friends? Yes. Me and the Rare Hunter play frequently. And I do play with another YouTuber, Josh Hatter. Really cool dude who likes to play here in town. I do play this format. I play a lot of old Pokemon formats. I like Base Jungle Fossil a lot. I think I'm talking about doing a video with some other Yu-Gi tubers, but I don't want to spoil too much of that before it actually happens. I've been working on a Base Jungle Fossil deck, like maxed rarity, but it's been really hard to find the cards because it's just a lot of money. You play your entire deck in slabs. That's hilarious. What is this? X-Blab, we already looked at all these. What else is in here? Meta Knight, sick deck. This is a really cool deck. You get to play Metagross Delta, and you get to play Dragonite Delta. It's a cool Delta deck. Mutrick. This is a deck that makes me want to punch people. I hate this deck. I hate this deck so much. It's a cool deck, but I hate it. Because it just says... It's a trainer lock deck. I hate trainer lock decks. I have never been a fan of trainer lock decks. I have always thought that trainer lock is cringe. Mutrick is format defining. Yeah, it really is, yeah. It's like one of the best decks in the format, but it's just really unfun. Dialga G before Dialga G. Yeah, kinda, yeah. There's a deck that's like it now, Vikavolt, but Vikavolt's underpowered. Now, if you want to get into truly cursed territory, is Frog Slicer still here? If Frog Slicer is still here, then this is a Frog Slicer deck. This deck is fucking cursed. Mulock. This is the most frustrating shit to play. This is the most frustrating shit to play. It says agonizing to play against, the first 4 words. Yeah, I've played against it once. I never wanted to play this format. I took a break from Pokemon after playing against this deck. It is just so boring. It's not boring, it's just like so frustrating because you just can't play the game. You literally just can't play the game. I hate Quaking Punch, I hate Mutrick. Fuck this deck. Fuck Mutrick, fuck this deck. Okay, Nidoqueen, based. Nidoqueen is like... I don't even know what Nidoqueen is like comparable to. What do you guys think Nidoqueen is? What is Nidoqueen like in Yu-Gi-Oh? Because Nidoqueen is just... I'm just going to hit you for a lot of damage, and I'm going to be a Giga Tank. What is the equivalent? It's like Tarmogoyf. Well, that's magic, though. What's the Tarmogoyf equivalent in Yu-Gi-Oh? It's like... I don't even know. What is Nidoqueen? Gren Maju? Titanial, kind of like Titanial. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Attack is defense. True. Is it like Grenmaju? Yeah, I guess it's probably like Grenmaju. It's like Grenmaju, but without the anti-meta, sort of. It's just a Giga tank. It's like the best tank. Sea Lancer? Kinda. Yeah, Sea Lancer's a good equivalent. Malefic Cyber End. I think I'd compare it to either Titanial or Grenmaju. It's like somewhere in between there. Probably closer to Titanial, because Titanial's harder to kill than Grenmaju. And Nidoqueen's really hard to kill. And the reason it's hard to kill is because you play Milotic. And the way Milotic works is it says, when you play it, you heal every Pokemon in play. So you just tank on your Nidoqueen, retreat it, send up your next Nidoqueen, tank on that one, retreat it, send up your next Nidoqueen, tank on that one, then Milotic on all of them. And just full heal all your dudes. And then if they, manage to keep playing through that, use Mr. Briny's Compassion. Pick up your Milotic, do it again. Which is awesome. And then if they manage to play through that, then you Versus Seeker your Mr. Briny's Compassion, pick up your Milotic, and then do it again. This deck is based. And then you get to just play like all this fun shit. And then against like the stall decks, you can Toxic Poison them. And it makes all your little dudes have free retreat. And then you get to play Pidgeot, which is awesome. This deck is fun. I have this deck built in person as well. Entirely max rarity. I should do deck videos for these on the second channel. Now that I'm thinking about it. The issue is like, how do you make a deck video interesting to watch? I guess I could do a gameplay video of this versus the evolutions. That could be fun. Because I do have 2 decks for this format. I would just need a player. I guess I could ask Rare Hunter, or I could ask Josh or someone. Now I'm cooking. Because I do have 2 decks for this format. And I think they're really fun decks. Just play against myself. Sag. And then edit it so I'm like... record it. And then just overlay one half of the video against the other half of the video. Like fucking Parent Trap. Like the old school Parent Trap like filming techniques, but it's just me playing Pokemon with myself because I'm like, dude, this deck is sick. This deck is really sick. It's actually, another thing that's cool about this deck is it's a little bit more affordable than the other decks in this format. You can build this deck on the low, especially because Rocket's Admin got reprinted. So it's like $1 if you play with the reprints. So you can build this deck on the low. I think the most expensive cards might be Pidgeot, Milotic, and Double Rainbow Energy, I think. Might be the most expensive. So Pidgeot from Fire Red Leaf Green is like, it depends. If you want moderately played, they're going to be like $4. But if you want near mint, they're probably going to be a little bit more. Yeah, it looks like near mint is going to be like 10 to 20. And you need 3 of those. And then Milotic is going to be like, again, if you want near mint, it's probably going to be a little bit more, like 20. So it's going to be like 80 for those. And then Double Rainbow, since it's got a couple of printings, you can take your pick, but it's going to be like $4 or $5. But this deck is pretty affordable compared to the other ones. I mean, I'm not going to say $80 is not a lot of money, because $80 is a lot of money to some people. Depending on where you're at, $80 is a lot of money. I get that. And that's if you want near mint ones. And like, I definitely cannot, this is not one of those things where like when Edison first started and you could build like a tier 0 deck for like $10, where I would be like, everyone should build one. This is one of those things where I was like, if you have the expendable income, if you have the extra like $200 or whatever, I would say build the deck. And you like it, then go for it. But if you don't have the extra income, then it'll always be around that much, so don't feel pressed. Yeah, this deck is sick though. The Pixar short where the old dude is playing with himself in chess. Yeah, exactly. That'd be funny if I could get it shot the same way too. It could be worse. This could be a Jolteon star. It could be worse. It could be a Rayquaza star list. We already passed one of those, didn't we? Isn't Meta Knight a Rayquaza star list? Yeah, it is. I think this is the most expensive card from the era. Rayquaza star. Yeah. There's only one on TCG Player. And it's 28 fucking racks. Yeah. Yeah. It's insane. Like, I had one of my friends, mind you, this was like 5 years ago. This was 5 years ago when the card was still quite expensive. Don't get me wrong. One of my friends found a damaged one, and I'm talking bent the fucking half, damaged one for $60 and was ecstatic, just losing their mind. And now Rayquaza Stars, like, you can't even buy a damaged one if you wanted one. Like, you just can't find them. What were the EX pull rates? So the stars were 1 every 3 boxes, roughly. So 2 in a case. And then on top of that, you had to factor in that, like, there were so many stars in each set. And some of the stars were printed in small sets, which I think this guy is from Deox. I'm not sure if Deox is a small set, but did your first Edison tournament with 10 players. Dude, that's sick, Olive. Hell yeah. That's so hype. That sounds fun. Dude, Edison tournaments are always such a vibe because, like, everyone's just having a good time. I think that's the best part about Edison is, like, the vibe. I know that's, like, a really nebulous sort of term, but it's just correct. Like, the vibe is correct. Everyone's just like, yeah, no, we're just here to have a good time. Nobody be fucking weird about shit. Now, people are still competitive, don't get me wrong, but, like, dude, this format is so sick. Rye Eggs. Did we just pass Rye Eggs? Raichu Executor. This deck is sick. This is like a stage 1 rush deck. It's really fun. Railer. This is I hate this deck. This deck is the equivalent of Wind Up Hand Loop. You lost in the finals? Brutal. Salamence. This is a fire deck. If you like Salamence, this deck is tight. You can play 3 different Salamences and all of them look beautiful. Especially the one from EX Dragon. This is one of the coolest looking cards. Well, not this one specifically, but is this the right one? This might be the wrong one. No, this is the wrong one. Hold up. I think this is the wrong one. Hold, everyone. Yeah, this is the one we're looking for. This guy right here. Looks like the holofoils are going for a good bit. How much is the near mint one? Well, that's actually not bad. 32 for like a small set foil. It's not bad. Does Pokemon do reprints? Very, very, very rarely. They did a reprint series for the 25th anniversary. And it was big for a retro Pokemon. Because they had some really good ones. Let me see if I can pull that up for y'all. Pokemon. Advanced search. Alright, we want to go to the Celebrations Classic Collection. So they did one very recently. So it means they're not opposed to doing it, but they don't do it often, and when they do it, there's not that many cards in it. So they've got Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, huge for base jungle fossil people because these are obviously like insanely expensive if you want to play with them. Umbreon Star, pretty big for the EX people, but nobody really plays Umbreon Star. It was just like a pop series star that was just insanely rare. So even if you wanted to play with it, it was nearly impossible to find one. They've got Mewtwo EX for the Mewtwo era. They've got Rayquaza EX for the Rayquaza era. They have Mew EX, again, for like Mew Lock, Mew Trick, that kind of stuff. This card's price was getting out of hand beforehand. Reshiram Zekrom for the 2010 Black-White era. They've got the 2011, Black-White era. And they got the 2010 Garchomp Luxray for the Lux Chomp decks. These 2 cards were getting out of hand expensive. Cleffa, Rocket Zapdos were getting out of hand expensive, and Rocket Zabin was also getting out of hand expensive. So, like, they reprinted a decent amount of cards. I think they reprinted a card from, like, every year. I could be wrong. I'm not exactly sure how this worked. But they reprinted a lot of cards that were, like, these cards were getting out of hand expensive for old format players. And Claydol's another one of them. But now it's, like, worth nothing. So, yeah. Mewtwo Wars was a fun format. I actually really liked CMT, and I really liked DMT. Those were cool decks. Scissor, Metagross. This deck is cool, because it's like, If you've ever played Death Shadow in Magic, this deck is like Death Shadow. Metagross can pump up energies from your discard pile, but it puts damage on your Pokemon. The metal energy that you attach makes it so your Pokemon takes less damage. So even though it has tiny hit points, it like just tanks everything off. And then Scizor has an ability where it says when his HP is 60 or less, he does 40 more damage. So you actually want to deal damage to your own guy, so then he hits like a truck. And then he can't be KO'd back, because once you have like 4 metals on him, he's just like reducing everything by 40. So he's like a 60 hit point tank, which is really funny. This deck is really cool. It's like Death Shadow. I really like this deck a lot. Scrambled Eggs. Boring. Shiftry, this deck is really fun, but this deck I think is expensive, if I remember correctly. I think Shiftry and Absol are kind of pricey. I'm not sure how much Shiftry is. I'm pretty sure it's expensive, though. If you want near mint ones. I'm just assuming everybody wants near mint cards. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, they're like $40 each. It's not like as expensive as like the Rayquaza one. Is this all one format? Yes. You know what's crazy? Is like, so that's 25 lists, and then he did another 30. Another 30 lists from this format. This format's so goated. It's so deep. Like, this is like one of the best formats by far. Acid Liability. This deck's cool. This deck, you put your opponent to... What does it do? So, Liability puts your opponent to 10 hit points. Format name, this is RS to PK on Jason Klaczynski's blog. It's Ruby Sapphire through whatever PK stands for. What does PK stand for? I don't know. What website is this? This is Jklacz Pokemon on WordPress. If you just search Jklacz Pokemon, it'll come up. Or Jason Klaczynski Pokemon blog, it'll come up. This deck's tight, though. So basically, Weezing puts them to 10 and knocks itself out, and then Victory Bell poisons it. Or it puts 1 damage on them in between turns. So you just, like, kill your own Pokemon, kill them. And then you repeat that process, and then you just take the last prize when you have the initiative. So it's like, you trade... It's like, if you've ever played Melee, it's like Suicide Dare. This deck is really, really fun. This might be, like, one of the more fun decks, for sure. And you can also use Desert Ruins. And the reason it's good is because they're EX Pokemon. And what EX Pokemon are, is they're Pokemon that when they're knocked out, you get to take 2 prizes. They're power buffed Pokemon, but when they're knocked out, you get to take 2 prizes. So you can trade Weezing for an EX Pokemon. You trade 1 prize for 2, and then you win the game. Yes, 2004 to 2007. Awesome deck. Also, very affordable deck outside of the Jirachis. I think the Jirachis, again, they're like 50 when we were looking at them earlier. Aggron EX Swampert. This is a cool deck. I really like this deck. It's probably expensive as shit. What does Swampert do? Once during your turn, you may search your discard pile for 3 energies and attach them to your Pokemon anyway if you like. If you do, your turn ends. This is like Tron. You just have like... You just set up a big fucking Aggron. And then... You just try to tank everything off. Armaldo. This deck makes me want to punch someone. It's just Trainer Lock. Blaziken. This is like... Charge from the graveyard onto your Pokemon. This deck's cool. It's very expensive because you have to play Rayquaza. Do we have to play Modern? No, I sold my Modern deck. I don't like Magic the Gathering anymore. How much is this guy? I see. I see. 8.5 for 250. He's pretty expensive. He's a pricey little guy. From EX Dragon, it's a small set. Bomb Caddy, this deck's fun. So the way Delcatty works is you can discard an energy to draw 3 cards. And it like naturally sets up for Electrode EX. Which is when you blow up, you get to attach 5 energies to your Pokemon. And then this guy's attack actually works really well with that. This is a really fun deck. Because it's just like your whole deck synergizes with itself. Delcatty turns every... energy into a raw draw 3, puts it in the graveyard. Electrode EX brings it back from the graveyard, puts it onto Delcatty. Delcatty hits for massive damage. Easy setup, easy come, easy go sort of thing. You got to be careful with Electrode EX because when it blows up, your opponent gets to take 2 prizes, but you can come back pretty easily because you have like really busted attackers. Cespat, this is Ability Lock and Trainer Lock. Die if you play this deck. Crobat's my favorite Pokemon. I still would never play this deck. Cradily Houndoom, this deck is cool. This deck is really cool. So the way Cradily works is it says your opponent's active Pokemon can't retreat. So you try to lock their Pokemon in the active, and then you try to reduce the number of Pokemon you have in play so that you have Houndoom and Cradily only. And then Houndoom says, if you have less Pokemon in play than your opponent can't play trainer cards. So you try to lock their Pokemon in the active, and then Houndoom lock them out of trainer cards, and then remove all their energy with, I don't know. You just don't remove their energy, I guess. You just keep bringing up whatever they attach to with the lure poison. I like this deck. I normally don't like trainer lock decks, but you have to work really hard to set this one up. Like, this one is really difficult to set up because Houndoom's actually, it's tough to pull off. It's legit tough to pull off. And like the Houndoom Cradily lock, you need to have Strange Cave to even get Lileep into play, and then you need to have Cradily in play, and then you need to have Houndoom in play, and you need to get all of this stuff going while, you know, your opponent is also doing their busted shit. And then on top of that, you have to get your Pokemon cards down, so you have to play Mr. Brownie's Compassion. So there are turns where you have to, like, take off entire turns to use supporters just to set up your lock. So I think this deck is really fun. It is difficult to play. It's one of those decks that's, like, it's a rewarding lock deck. Whereas I feel like some of the other decks where it's just, like Cespat, for example. Cespat, they just attack, and you're trainer locked. Do I play current Pokemon? Yes. I have Mew built. I have Mew VMAX built right now. I am working on another deck. Not sure what else. I guess I technically have Lost Box built too. Yeah, of course. Long Dong. This is like one of the coolest fucking blogs. Like, this is just like, I don't even know. Like, the amount of time and effort that went into this is like unimaginably impressive. Jason Klaczynski is the GOAT. Like, he's the GOAT of all TCGs. Like, if you had to tell me, like, pick one GOAT of all TCGs, it'd be Jason Klaczynski. 3-time world champion. That's fucking crazy. And then on top of that, he did all of this, which is awesome. And he keeps it up to date, and he plays it daily. There's no one who loves the game more than Jason Klaczynski. He's the GOAT. Dunsparce Dragtrode. This deck is really cool. It's hard to play. It's all about, like, setting up your bench with, like, a variety of Pokemon. There's a lot of cool one-ofs in this deck. Dugtrio, for example, Porygon, Blissey. And then, of course, the Dragtrode combo. The Regigang deck in the current format is sick. I like that. I like that deck a lot. For Alligator Delta, another cool deck. Flygon Delta. This is the one that, like, I had built, and then my dumbass traded my Mewstar. Ugh! I'll never forget myself. I had a nice looking Mewstar. It was legit near mint. And I traded it for, like, fucking nothing, bro. I traded it for, like, fucking nothing. It was probably the single worst trade of my entire life. And ever since then, like, this is... dude, come on. I've been, like, kicking myself ever since then. It was so bad. And, like, at the time, it was a fine trade because Mewstar was, like, at the time, like, 400. And I traded it for 5 Rainbow Tapu Leles, 4 Full Art Karinas, 2 Full Art Buzzwole GXs. And at the time, fucking Rainbow Tapu Lele was, like, $75. So I was, like, actually coming up, like, a couple $100 in the trade at the time. But, like, it was such a dumb trade in hindsight. Because, like, I proceeded to never play in a tournament with the Tapu Leles. They obviously immediately tanked when they got reprinted. Like, Karina never did anything ever again. Fucking Buzzwole obviously got power crept. It was the stupidest. It was just, like, so bad. It was like, it's like when you're a Magic player and you trade, like, a Mox for, like, fucking standard staples. That was, like, the L that I took. It was so bad. It was like, not only that, but then you never play in an F&M with the standard labels. So you get no fucking value out of them. Oh, it was so dumb. I'm going to have to get another one of these one day. I want to get this one. It's $15,000 for a PSA 10, and it's signed by the artist, and the artist drew a Charizard on it. Now, don't get me wrong. I would never spend $15,000 on a card. That is an obscene amount of money. It's actually not a realistic amount of money to spend on a card. But come on. Like, look how fucking cool this is. This is so fucking cool. I would legit trade my collection for this. No, I wouldn't. My collection's worth way more at this point. Shit, I don't even know, man. I don't know what I'd trade for this. I would trade a lot for this, though. That's crazy. This card is so sick. Fuck, man. I'm so mauled. All right, back to the flag. I have this whole deck too. I just don't have the Mew Star anymore. So there's that. Obviously. And then I also have my Rayquazas overlap, so I can't play this the same time I play the Evolution deck, which is kind of sad, but it's just the nature of things. I think the Flygons went up recently. This is a fun deck because it's like all Delta species Pokemon, which is cool. Flygon EX Delcatty. This deck is very fun. Fossil Box. This deck is really cool because like normally the fossil Pokemon suck ass, but like in this format, because you have Strange Cave, they're actually not bad. Good night, Ven. 7's in the chat for Ven. Making it through this. Is Latias Star over Pokemon Star decks? Yes, there's a Latias Star deck. The best deck in the format is Latias Star deck. LBS plays Latias Star, I believe. I can go back to the page so you can see it real quick. I think it's the first one they show. Where is it? Yep. Blastoise Lugia plays Latias Star. How much is Latias Star worth? Dude, you're a fuck ton. what do you mean? How much is it worth? Like $1,000? I don't know. Like a lot. If it's a fucking a lot, it's worth a shitload of money, dude. It's like one of the most expensive cards in the format. Yeah, it's really expensive. Yeah, you do. You do have a $1,000 card. Yeah, where's the other deck list? Oh, I guess I can just push forward. Fossil Box is cool. Congratulations, Long Dong Gaming. You're up your life. Four Corners. This deck is really fun. So this is like a weakness exploit deck, and you just play like a bunch of like random dudes who can hit for weakness. So this is cool. Froth. This is another lock deck. Fuck that. Gorbis Huntail is sick. This deck is really fun. This might be like one of the top picks for like most fun deck in the format. So like Gorbis does Mystic Water, 20 plus 10 for each psychic energy in play. And you basically just try to put in a bunch of double psychic energies. So React Energy counts as 2 psychic energies as long as you have this Gorbis in play. And then if you have Double Rainbow, that's another double psychic energy. And then Holon's Cast Form's another double psychic energy. So this is a sick deck. Good night, Wave Motion Ganon. 7's in the chat for Wave Motion Ganon. Are we getting into the too late gang? Oh, there's still 35 of us. We're still going strong. My EU gang out here. The problem with the high-end Mon cards that aren't Pokemon themselves is that they're hard to move. You have 2 sets of Tropical Beach from when you were a professor and no one wants to buy them. I think if you just undercut the price a little bit, or if you know where to sell them at, because a lot of people will... How much are you selling them for, Sevilla? Legit. Talk to me on Discord about it. Because, like... You have Tropical Beaches? I'm not saying I'm interested, but, like... We can maybe talk about it. I mean... a little bit. You remember when Beaches were, like, 1K a set? Yeah. Someone was trying to sell me a set for, like, 1,200 when they were, like, the best deck. But I didn't do it. Kind of happy I didn't do it in hindsight. That's a lot of money. Anyway, shout out Jason Klaczynski, the GOAT. The GOAT. We've timed out on Dueling Book. Pre or post playing Beach and Blastoise? It was during Primal Groudon Beach. When everyone was like, Primal Groudon with Beach is the best deck. Because you could set up Primal Groudon on the bench and then just Beach in between, and nobody could do anything because Primal Groudon has that ability where it's like you couldn't Lysander it at the time. I think that's when it was. And that's when like it was like that, and then also Whale Lord was playing it too. Yeah, Sevilla, honestly, like if you have high-end stuff, it's very easy to sell it. You just have to know where to go, like aka the chat room of someone who's like interested in this type of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, Wob Groudon, exactly. Yeah, Wob Groudon with Beaches was like it was just the best deck. Like, and then once you were set up, like, your dude just never died. So, yeah. Cool talk. Cool stream. That was a fun stream. This is why I like streaming, because, like, I get to interact with people, and I get to do, like, you know, just discussions on stuff that I'm interested in. You traded the rest of your Mon stuff into champion pack cards? Interesting. RIP for Shaman EX. I know, I have a set of Shaman EX. It makes me sad. That being said, hold. Hold, everyone. Hold. Hold. They're kind of going back up. They're like around 10s for the full arts. Like around 10s. You can probably get them for a little bit cheaper here and there. But they're kind of going back up. And if these formats ever see any sort of like historical play, which has been the case for other formats, this is going to be one of the most expensive cards. So if you have them, hold on to them. Because this card goes in every deck from this era. It goes in every deck. It's kind of like Cleffa in the Cleffa era, which, as you can see, it took a little while, but Cleffa eventually got insane to the point where they needed to reprint it. So, yep, Shaman EX, definitely one of those cards to hold on to them. Hold on to them. I think you might see a Jason Klaczynski blog post on it, and then they end up being $1 million. I want to close things out with a blog post from Jason Klaczynski on my favorite format, or one of my favorite formats, which is Plasma. Let's see, where are the decks? Where are the decks? Give me decks. Give me decks, bro. Where are the decks? I think this is it. Yep. And as of right now, as of today, actually, I got my 4th Deoxys EX in the mail. So, I can build this whole deck now. Except for I'm missing ends. Not this one. I think it's this one. Yeah, I think this is the one I have. This is the one I have built. I'm missing 3 ends. And that's it. And then I have the whole thing max rarity. Which is just the best fucking feeling. Because this deck is so sick. This deck looks amazing in max rarity. You had a case of copium for Plasma Lugia. Dude, Plasma Lugia is good and expanded again. Because you just Lugia V-Star into Archeops and then load him up. What's up, Elusive Mirror? How's it going? Yeah, I need to get 3 more N full art, and then I have this whole deck in max rarity. I even have the gold catchers, and they look so good. They look so good. And I'm like, I can make a fucking the most fire post of all time. The second I get those ends, I can make the most fire post of all time in the show off. All the show off threads, I'm getting the most fire tweet out of it. I'm gonna post the fucking max rarity as fuck deck. And then I'm gonna include like all the fucking options and shit. Dude, this deck is so fire, dude. This deck is so fire. You're not a fan of Gold Catcher? It was just the max rarity at the time. Is there a higher rarity of Pokemon Catcher? I don't think there is. I think it's just the gold one. Oh. I don't have the OG Ultra Balls, I guess, which is lame. I have the Sun and Moon ones. But whatever. But yeah, last thing I want to talk about for tonight. I'm going to call it a stream. Don't forget to give it a like. Thank you everyone who tuned in. Thank you everyone who's watching the VOD. Hopefully we increase this subscriber. Let me see how much my subscribers are at now. Is it higher now? Have we gone up in subscribers? Let me see. Let me check. Maybe I can update this at the end of the stream. to see where we're at. Check my YouTube thing. YouTube studio. Oh shit, we're up 10 subs. Hell yeah, successful stream. Thanks to all the new subs. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.